And we're live, man. It has been a while, guys. I know. Forgive me. Forgive us. But we're coming back to you. If you don't know who we are, this is Prime Minds, man. And I know it's been a while, guys. But as you see, we have a lot of new things going on. And we have a lot of people that are come on for the ride, too. So, as you know, my name is By the Dip. And then I'm followed by my boy Z Mackin. And then we got another special announcement we're going to make to you in just a moment. But speaking of Z Mackin, bro, what's up, man?
What's going on, By the Dip? It's been quite a minute, brother, since people have had the luxury of hearing your voice, your sweet soul tones. And I'm glad to be back here with you, brother. It's been a couple months. We all enjoyed our summer vacation and a little bit of the holidays, and I think it's time to get back in it, man.
Yeah, man, definitely. I mean, you know, a lot has happened during our time off, right? Things have happened in the crypto industry. You know, a lot of developments happening, and just, you know, people getting rugged and us getting rugged in the economy. But other than that, man, you know, it's just another day in paradise. And speaking of that, man, you know, when we started this show, you know, there was quite a few of us, and then as you know, as you go along in the podcast, some people come and some people stay. So, you know, you will see some familiar faces, and you're going to see some new faces on here. As you know, you can see our interface is a lot better, and this is because we say we were in pre-alpha, but we're actually in alpha now, so we want to progress, we want to get better, right, Z? And
stepping the game up, brother. We're going next level, trying to just always expand, just like the wonderful Web3 space that we're all experiencing together. You know, the next innovation and the next step in the evolution of what's going to be the next way that people interface online and with each other. So
yeah,
we're just evolving right along with that.
definitely, man, and very excited for it, guys. And you know what? I'm not gonna string along the cat any longer, man. I'm gonna announce our new guest. As you see, this guy in the bright purple background, sweaty Kark. I would like to introduce you guys to our new co-host of the show for Prime Minds. Everybody, give it a big round of applause for RG Explode. Woo!
What up, fam? Thanks for having me aboard.
Welcome to the show, baby. What's going on, man?
Fuck, man, you know how it is in Web3. Shit comes and goes. All kinds of crazy shit happens all the time. But now, I'm the newest addition to Prime Mind, so I really appreciate you guys having me aboard. And shout out to all the people, the past Prime Minds cast, to help pave the way to bring us where we're at right now. As you mentioned, shout out to them. And as you mentioned, Dip, earlier, Prime Minds went from pre-alpha to alpha now, I feel like at this point. So everyone, hope you guys enjoy the new visuals, the great music, as you know, as our DJ Dip always does, and just all the great updates that we have for you guys. So it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. Thanks for having me aboard, guys. I'm really happy to be here.
We're happy to have you, brother. You know, as we say, guys, you know, and a lot of you guys know RG. RG was one of our very first Prime Mind supporters, and has stuck with us through the whole journey. I'll just kind of tell you what type of guy RG is from the time I've known him. This guy has been dedicated, you know, to games like Champions Ascension. As you know, we talk a lot about Champions Ascension. He's been in multiple Web3 games, Shrapnel. He's been in Bigtime. He's been in the space since 2021. A lot of experience, guys. He's gotten rugged like we have too, you know. So he brings a lot of experience to us, and just his passion. You know, we want people that have passion to be here. Passionate about the Web3 space, passionate about the crypto space in general, right? Because I think we're going on a ride, and man, I'm smelling a bull market soon, you know? So that's why we're also revamping, you know? we're trying to get in the mood for the bull market, boys.
That's right.
Oh yeah, we got to get ready to go. I mean, we've taken our small break. We went strong for year and a half with only very little breaks, and it was time for a little bit of a scale back. Like RG said, big shout out to all of the Prime Minds who helped get us where we're at. But everybody's journey takes a different course, and the other people that were involved with helping us get this far, their course went on another path, and we have to respect that. Like I said, we always got love for those people who helped get us here. But Web3 is a journey, and we're some adventurers out here in the Wild West. So you got your gunslingers left, that's for sure, boys.
Yeah, we're still. Hey, but we're still standing, right? I feel like we've been in the bear market for like 2 years now, right? So
Which is pretty cold, man. That winter's pretty cold.
The winter's pretty cold, man. So yeah, without further ado, guys, since it's been a while since we've been back on, let us introduce ourselves, man. I'll start by going first. My name is By the Dip, guys. For those of you that know me, right, By the Dip, or you can call me Dip. I've been in the crypto space since 2020. Going on, it's crazy enough, I say about 3.5 years now. And through that 3.5 years, I've been rugged. I've seen good projects do good and then fall. I've seen bad projects fall quick. You get to tell the difference between the fakers and the real projects in this space. So that's all the experience that comes with us. Me in general, and I have a passion in the crypto market, right? Financials. I like predicting market stuff. Though it is, what is it again, Z? It's not financial advice. There we go. It's been a while, dude. Not financial advice, right? Holy shit.
Little rusty saying that, dude.
Yeah. By the way, none of this is financial advice. As you guys know, we all speculate. But without further ado, man, let me introduce you to my guy Z-Mac. And Z-Mac, and tell some of the newer viewers that are going to be listening to this a little bit about yourself, man.
Yeah, so I'm Z-Mackin, or Z-Mac, or Zach, whatever you want to call me, I'll answer. But I'm the in-house DJ. I love exploring new things, and I got into crypto in like late 2021 with a bunch of rugs, and that led me to want to try and get back into gaming and crypto gaming, and man, that led me down a deep rabbit hole. I've fallen in love with crypto gaming and on the GameFi aspect of the whole crypto culture. I think that gaming is the #1 use case for NFTs across the board. The most obvious one to start, at least, and to get mass adoption. So that's kind of where my heart's at in it. And then, like I said, I like to dive deep down rabbit holes. So if you need to know the latest and greatest of what you can lose your money on, you could probably come and ask me.
Sounds good, man. As you guys know, Z-Mac is our local DJ, and like this guy's in hundreds of projects. This guy has so much experience in different types of projects. This is the guy to talk about who's seen him rise and who's seen him fall. He's truly...
Dude, I feel like...
Go ahead.
Dude, I feel like each time I speak to Z, he's always talking about some new project, man. I feel like I'm way behind.
Yeah, man, and this guy's been doing it for freaking almost 3 years now. So he's seen it all. Yeah, he's seen it all. And speaking of crypto veteran, my guy RG, man, our newest co-host. What's up, man? Tell us about you. You're the mystery man in Prime Mind Pod right now. What's up, man? Tell us a little bit about yourself, dude.
Good, thanks for the intro, Dip. I'll keep it short and sweet, man. Just like a lot of us. We all been in the same freaking pool, man. Being rugged, I got introduced to the space. I'm sure you guys know this name, Axie Infinity. You guys know about that? You guys hear about that by chance?
Oh yeah, huge rug.
Once or twice.
Yeah. It was a couple of times. Anyways, I was introduced into the Web3 space by a buddy of mine, and had the concept of just like playing and earning money. Just sounds fucking crazy, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Fuck
know.
it, give it a try. Thankfully, I didn't lose money when it came to Axie. I just kind of broke even, just wasted time, unfortunately. But that's how we learn, man. That's how we learn.
Yeah, man.
Eventually, I just saw this thing that popped up on Twitter talking about Champions Ascension, and I was like, "Oh, this game looks pretty interesting. Let me look into it a little bit more." And fast forward, freaking was part of the mint. Got me this pretty dope ass cart right here, and now dip my feet into new projects like Bigtime, Shrapnel. Really looking into the Valeria. They got a dope ass community. All these
Yeah,
communities are
they
super
do.
dope.
Yeah,
But
sure, he's super dope.
this one hell, yeah, it's one hell of a journey. I met a bunch of great people. Like fucking met Dip in real life.
There we go. Yeah, we did. We met at 3XP. So me and him got doxed in real life together. He's such a great guy.
Not, I appreciate it, man. But not only that, I met Peyton. Met Theronaut. So just going on to this beautiful ride and gonna see how far this Prime Minds takes us. I know it's gonna be a long road, but can't wait to see how many stops we got along the way. Once again, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah, dude. Hell of an intro, bro. Bro, we've survived the bear market, and not just only us, but a lot of other DJs out there, bro. A lot of people have the same dream, and I still believe it can be achievable, right? Like, I can be able to you can really be able to have a real operating, live, breathing economy within a game, and I think that's all the goal. I even told you guys that what got me first into crypt, like really, like was like, oh shit, hey, this is eye-opening. Was Ready Player One, right? That was my first intro to be like, shit, man. If someone can do this in real life, I mean, if someone can make the Oasis in real life, like, and have a live breathing economy, how fucking cool would that be?
That'd be freaking crazy.
That's my life goal, brother.
I know. That's why Z dipping his toes in all kinds of projects.
Yeah. Just got to make that money first so I can afford to pay people to do it for me.
Yeah.
That's the goal, man. That's the goal.
And we're going to get to that, right, guys? We have a lot of interesting topics to get into today, guys. Since, this is pre-recorded, we did this for stream quality, Back when we were doing stuff live, we kept getting rugged. Part of it because my PC was a piece of shit. But the other part, was just like technical difficulties that go on during a stream that a lot of people don't know, there's sound testing. Sometimes the videos you download don't play, right? Or the people that you have on, their equipment's not working properly, so you have to go troubleshoot through that. And then, when you go live, you don't have second chances. It's all just live and authentic, right? So we just wanted to bring you guys, a better stream quality. So when you guys watch it, and you're still going to get the authentic stuff from us, we're all talking about this live, and none of us do write anything down, right? This stuff is all just a group of people within the crypto Web3 industry that really have a lot of passion for this stuff. And we're just going to speak freely about stuff. We aren't paid by anybody, right? Z will tell you, we've probably given out more prizes than we freaking taken in.
we were giving RG the bad news that is, as soon as he became a Prime Mind, he can no longer win anything, and that we have never asked any of we have never asked for anything for the team. Just so you guys know, any guests that we've ever brought on here, we've never asked for anything for ourselves. Everything that we ask for is always for you guys, our community, and that's the way we're going to keep it, because you guys are the ones that support us, so you guys deserve all the love.
All the love, man. And damn, that was the hardest part of joining Prime Minds. I ain't gonna win shit no more. Now I'm gonna be the one giving the prizes.
No, you gotta be the one
I
giving
said
the prizes.
no.
Cut that side hustle out real quick.
I know, real quick. You're gonna have to make a rug account to try to win something.
Make a burner account. Maybe make 10 of them so we can. I can still win all the Prime Minds prizes still.
Yeah, these guys, man, it's dope. Appreciate what you guys been doing for the longest, man. Just giving out shit, you know. You guys brought on a lot of great guests, and we're gonna continue to do that. And I feel like it's gonna be a full force now. We're gonna be more consistent, and we're gonna bring you all the good news that we always do.
Definitely. Speaking of that, we do have some topics we're going to go into today, and we just kind of want to highlight the main things we're going to go into, guys. As you know, we've been famous for our market talks. That's going to continue. We're going to start off with market talk. Then we're going to go talk on the potential games that we've been into lately. First one's going to be Champions Ascension. As many of you know, this podcast was built because of our passion for the game. And as time gone on, you know, we have grown. Champion Ascensions have grown. You know, the Web3 industry has grown. So, rightfully so, Champion Ascensions will be first. And then we'll be followed by Bigtime, which our guy RG will take us a little bit into that, about Bigtime, how we got into it, how his experience has been, and how he thinks they're doing. And then we're going to go in to Shrapnel, right? A lot of you have heard about Shrapnel. Everybody's probably heard about Shrapnel. They're doing such a great job. Don't miss out on that, guys. We, Z-Mac actually took a trip to the studio, so we're going to get his stories, and we're going to get his perspective on things, too. And we're also going to give you our perspectives. As you know, we love to speculate. And then, followed by Valeria Games, which is going to be headed off by my guy, the local DJ, Z-Mac. So, with that said, boys, let's get into the intro. Let's get into market talk. And everybody, stand by and get ready for some good content. Alright, guys. As we told you, we're going into market talk. And as you know of late, we have a lot to talk about. A lot's happened since then, right? Lots in the markets, lots in the crypto industry, and lots really all around the world. So, first and foremost, let's get into some charts, guys. Let's get into BTC and what's been happening with BTC. I mean, from the last time we did a Prime Minds episode, this has significantly jumped, hasn't it? Because we probably hit 30K and then we came back down the last time we did a Prime Minds podcast. Is that correct, Z and RG?
Freaking crazy, man. Anything within the crypto space is affected by all kinds of shit. You know, it can be from all around the world, can be from tech. Name it, crypto will be affected by it. Some good, but some bad too.
Yeah, man. And like I said, go ahead, Z.
We've gone significantly up since the last time we had a Prime Minds episode. We were already in a up trajectory, and then as soon as around October hit, we've been in pretty much a mini bull run since about a week, 9 days before Halloween. So it's been kind of different this year than it has been many other years.
Yeah, right? Like, look at the chart. Look at the year chart we're looking at right now, guys. We went all the way down to about, 16,000. And I knew we were lower than this. You went all the way to 16,000, and we're sitting at 37.8 right now. How crazy is that?
I tell you this much, Dip, my bags are pretty happy right now.
Yeah, man. I get that, dude. A lot of people bags are happy, and I mean, guys, this is just over the last year. You're looking at this chart. I have the year chart up right now. As you see, it's a nice little ladder that's starting to form. We've went up a lot, you know, and as you know, in December's coming up. Some of the major holidays, and we have Christmas and New Year's coming up. A lot of people are going to be on vacation. A lot of people aren't going to be spending money. A lot of people are going to be traveling and be with their families. So I would expect this probably started from now going into early next year. which early next year for me is like early January, maybe mid-January, we're going to start to see dips. But I don't think it's going to dip too long, guys. There's been a lot of stuff going on in the crypto market. As a lot of you heard, we're going to go into it today. I know a lot of you see our web browser and the header above that, things going on with BlackRock, everything that happened with Binance, Chinese President Xi Jinping, and, possibly a next crypto bull run, which I really believe is just on the horizon. And we're seeing this chart right now, guys, and this is just evidence that we are ramping up towards a bull market. I mean, man, we're down at 16,000, and I know we hit high 30s. We're at least around like 39, and then it came back down to do a breather. That's always good, guys. I know when it starts falling, everybody panics, and I know that even for those of you here that are new listeners, right, Z, RG, don't panic.
Nope. I mean, this is Bitcoin's now looked at practically as a commodity. One of the things that we definitely should need to be talking about is the fact that ETFs for Bitcoin and now Ethereum have both been founded. They're waiting SEC approval, but they have been founded. Companies are currently awaiting approval from the SEC for the first Bitcoin and now also Ethereum ETFs, which what that means is it gives institutional retail investors the opportunity to invest in the crypto market through conventional investment avenues, which means like your Charles Schwab's, your JP Morgan Chase's, your TD Ameritrades, your E-Trades, all those places, once they have these Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs, will then be spot trading as well. They trade in futures and things like that, but all of that still affects the current spot price, and you're opening the investment opportunities up to a large portion of people who didn't look at crypto as a viable investment option previously. So there are so many bullish signals going on right now that it's crazy. You put that what I just said on top of the fact that at this point of the year, about 2 weeks ago, we should have hit what I call the holiday wall, which is 2 to 3 weeks before Thanksgiving. You have people taking out their funds from all of their investments across the board for holiday travel and holiday expenditures. You also are approaching the end of year, so you have the large institutions who have to make their end of year numbers, whether it's going to be a profit or a loss margin. They have to start taking those numbers and producing end of year profit or losses within the next month. So that's something that we're approaching a very bullish signals, and we have everything I just said on top of the fact that we're approaching another Bitcoin halving in April. We could see some small retracement back, but I overall see us going parabolic across the board here in 2024, 2025, guys.
And you kind of feel it, right?
Yep.
I can't imagine when go ahead, Z.
I was gonna say, this is starting to get to the feeling like back when I very first got into NFTs. So yeah, we might be back, boys.
And imagine after these ETFs get approval, like it's gonna be definitely a game changer. You're gonna see all kinds of people who were very interested into Bitcoin, Ethereum, just finally get their hands on this, and it's gonna be a lot easier to just go to your Fidelities or your Vanguards and just purchase a ETF. For some people who are scared to get like a wallet and put their bank information into like a website to get these tokens. It's going to be a lot easier for people to do it, and I think people are excited and they're just waiting to finally get their hands on some crypto.
Yeah, man, and as we see, right, BlackRock spot Bitcoin ETF gets a ticker. How bullish is that, right? This is where we say the big money has to come in order for mass adoption to come, right? Big dogs got to come in, eat, and then, the rest of us got to take the scraps behind them. Well, BlackRock happens to manage $11 trillion. What do you guys think about that?
Manage how much?
$11 trillion they manage.
They should be paying off our national debt, those greedy bastards.
Pay that shit off.
And
right?
That's how it is, right, guys? Like, the big guys are going to come in, and as you're seeing, JP Morgan's falling behind them, right? A lot of other hedge funds are starting to fall behind these guys, and not only Bitcoin ETFs, but Ethereum ETFs as well. And when you start seeing these guys pouring in, and they're starting to apply to the SEC to have a ETF, that's when you know the bull market is near. One thing, my grandfather was a very wise man, and he always said, follow the money. You're never going to beat a shark, but you can swim with him, right? So, yeah. So, and this is just it, guys. This is kind of the stuff that when we go through our, crypto journeys, as a lot of you newcomers have, this is the kind of stuff we search for, right? Because at the end of the day, crypto is tied to technology. If tech is booming, crypto is going to boom. Right now, we're at a point where seems like we've been in a recession for like 2 years, right, guys? And
forever.
Yeah, yeah, and we can't be like this forever. So, sooner or later, something's got to give, and this is where you start to see it. And another major news too, as BlackRock is going in making a Bitcoin ETF, and so are these other big hedge funds and big companies. You're starting to see a lot of people that really started the crypto revolution and help us get to where we're at now with Binance CEO. As you guys can read the headlines, Binance CEO CZ steps down as part of a $4 billion settlement with the U.S. What do you guys think about that?
The money at? Where's that money at?
Yeah. What's he a scapegoat for?
Yeah.
I know, right?
And I mean, like, it's easy to, when you see big money like this, and this is all just speculation, guys, all right? This is just thinking deep and really trying to see the glass half full. CZ was his exchanges was one of the leading exchanges in the crypto industry, right? And one of the biggest. So part of the story is that they said that they manipulated losses for FTX, and they manipulated the price of FTX by dumping their shares, and they let terrorists like Al Qaeda, Hamas, ISIS perform transactions on their platform, which you guys already know. Okay, like, I'm just not gonna take everything I hear and being like, okay, yeah, that's true. Well, that's what happens when you're a decentralized exchange, right? I'm pretty sure there's so many criminals that have made transactions on Ethereum blockchain. I'm pretty sure there's criminals that have made transactions on Coinbase blockchain, on all different types of exchanges and blockchains, so for them to
the entire blockchain experience was based off of the Silk Road, which was all freaking underground black market, like dark web stuff.
Yeah,
the whole reason.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, the only reason anybody ever makes anything is to try and take something from someone else, or get above someone else some other way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like in some way, shape, or form, unless they're providing a machine to better humanity. Other than that, like, bro, yeah, they,
Guys, when the first time I ever heard of Bitcoin is when I heard about the dark web. I feel like those two were like very connected when the Bitcoin was coming around.
yep. So this is gonna be the place where you get some of the dirtiest mofo's at. I mean, look at all the scams that go on. Everyone's got a rug story, and there's a reason for
Yep.
that.
There's a yeah.
So,
There's a reason for that.
like I said at the beginning of the episode, it's the wild, wild west out here. Watch out for the snake oilers, man, because they're everywhere. And then around the next trap is a bandit waiting to get you.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
Exactly, man. And this is just the perfect example of like big money playing and in my belief, making CZ the fall guy, man. Like, look at, hey, I made mistakes. I must take responsibility, and this isn't CZ word. Wrote in a post on X, platform formerly known as Twitter. This is the best for our community, for Binance, or for myself. Dude, like, he had to take the fall.
he fell on
Yeah.
the sword so that everybody else could continue trying to operate in the United States, right?
Yeah.
Like, they needed a fall guy. CZ had a wonderful life there for a couple years, man.
Yeah, man.
So,
And they're gonna pay $4 billion to the government, right? So at the end of the day, big money in government wins. Government gets their money. Big money gets to an entryway into what's probably going to be one of the biggest booming industries in human history.
well, I mean, it's essentially going to be the next round of currency, so for the future. So, the people who are getting in now and making names for themselves are the future currency handlers, right? The
Yep.
bankers of what's going to become our digital lifestyle. So,
Yeah, Binance is the largest crypto exchange in the world, bro. So basically cutting the head off the snake, which was CZ, it just gives them a perfect path to mass adoption, right? And BlackRock and those other companies are just going to be swimming in money, dude. Hey, you guys can swim in your trillions of dollars as long as I get a little piece of the pie, Give me a couple 100,000, maybe a couple million, I'll be happy, and I won't say nothing.
yep. I mean, it's funny because the government's just one big mafia that we've authorized, man.
Yeah.
So as soon as people realize that, that's all that's going on is a little bit of a strong arm. As soon as they're just waiting for us to roll over and say that we'll be willing to pay the taxes, and then they'll let us do our thing. Because what we make money on, they end up making money on. So
Exactly.
they just are waiting for their way. Government's just waiting for their way to weasel their way into our pockets and get their piece. So once they've got that figured out, man, it's go time from there, and we're getting very close.
Yep.
We are getting very, very close.
Very close indeed. And more shocking news, right? Like as it feels like the last couple of years, the world has been heading into turmoil, and economies have been falling and breaking. People have been losing their jobs. People have been losing their money. Countries are fighting against countries. Look what just happened a little while ago. China's president Xi just met with Biden, went to the United States, met him. Not only met him, speaking how the two can coexist, and there's enough room for both of them, which, guys, like, hearing this is wonderful news. I don't even care if it's a front. These guys haven't talked to each other in a couple years. And when you have the two biggest economies in the world not getting along, that's not good for everybody, right? So the fact that these guys are actually together in the same room, and Z, even though it was a scripted speech he wrote, it was a speech that, bordered towards peace, bordered towards cooperation, which is what we all need right now, right? If these two guys can somehow hammer it out and co-side along, not only will the bull market come, but it's gonna come like even faster.
Well, it's also going to create a sense of peace in the markets, right? Because there's a lot of volatility right now from the threat of war, World War III,
Yep.
right? So if people don't have to worry about, their money might be useless because the industry that they invested it in is going to completely come to a standstill because we've all gone to war and all of our resources are going towards wartime resources. But they also don't have to worry about their infrastructure that they're investing in getting destroyed either. So people are a lot more apt to go out and spend a lot of money in not only potential projects, but things that aren't going to do anything and are a waste of money too, right?
Yeah.
So
Most definitely, man.
it's nothing but good for the market, for sure, to see things like that happen. So,
And that's what we need to
So
see.
crazy. Yeah, man. It's so crazy how like beef between two countries can cause so much problems for everyone else. Like inflation's gone up. You know, it's crazy because like we gotta outsource a different product that China usually hooks it up with, or like taxes are going through the roof because of all these things that are going on. Moment these two guys shake hands, like Z said, things would be looking a lot better for everyone.
Yeah, bro, and you feel it in the pockets, bro. Right? Like RG, we were talking about this the other day, bro. When I went out to eat with my wife, and RG has a family too. Like, dude, 2 meals is gonna run you $30 to $40, and that's going to Mickey D's, bro.
That's true, man.
This is so crazy, man. And with that said, what about the next bull market, boys? Um,
Ready.
do you think it's coming soon?
I think what's going to happen in this next about 2 to 3 weeks is going to be very telling. Really, what happens over the next 6 weeks is going to be a huge symbolism of what's going to be happening in our country, crypto-wise. Because I'm thinking we're most likely going to have the declaration from the SEC on their judgment for this ETFs one way or the other within the next 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, we're also within those next 6 weeks is when markets normally would start going up in the beginning or to middle of January anyways. And so if we have our normal downturn, we could see just a potential another year of crabbing sideways.
Yep.
Even if we do get the news of an ETF, if we have a substantial downturn, there's definitely going to be crabbing in my opinion. But if we go through December, and Bitcoin doesn't go below like 35,000, and ETH doesn't get below 18,500, 1900 again, if we don't drop below those levels, once January comes, and if we get an approval for an ETF, like we're gonna be going back close towards all-time highs by summertime, boys. So
yeah, and you know what's crazy about this, and it makes total sense. This is kind of mimicking the bull run from 2017 to 2020, right? Like, remember that big fall of BTC, and everybody fucking thought crypto was dead. It fell so much, this and that, and then the shit fucking ends up going, all-time highs to 70K, bro. I mean, same thing's happening right now. We saw lows of 14K in Bitcoin, and people were scared and thought this was it. Fucking Ethereum, I remember Ethereum at 867, lowest I've seen it. And I was like, shit, man, this is going to 300. We're getting rugged. And then after that, what happens? Where are we at now? We're at Ethereum at over $2,000, and we're at Bitcoin at 37K. If you ask me, it's all mimicking 2017 again.
I was not here in 2017, so I'll take your word for that one there, brother.
Well, I mean, I wasn't invested in crypto in 2017, but I did see how far it jumped. And that's what all got our interest, right? Us getting into where, you had this crazy apes, for instance, right? 300K a piece. And now they're what? 14 ETH, right? That kind of ship has sailed and died. But you're in a bull market when stuff that you've never seen people pay for or pay for, right? And you're starting to see that again in the bull market. Well, coming up into the bull market, right? A lot of examples we're going to get in later is, RG, he did a pretty good thing in a big time, right? And Z has plenty of stories of his DJing stuff where he's made thousands of dollars on freaking just paying a couple bucks. We're getting there, boys.
Yep. And the biggest thing that I think is coming is, I said it earlier, is GameFi, and it's going to bring us into our next subjects, which are going to be the games that we focus on, right? But
Yep.
I'll preach it to the world. GameFi is going to be 2024. The big bull is a lot of money's going to be made in GameFi. So.
Yes, sir. And speaking of that, guys, we're going to be heading into our next subject, which is going to be Champions Ascension. A lot of your favorites, a lot of our favorites. We're going to go down into what's been going down over there lately. So stay tuned with us. We'll be right back with you right after this. All right, everybody, we're back. And the next topic we're going to get to is Champions Ascension. As you know, there's been a lot of things happening inside Champions Ascension. They've been doing a lot of adding to the game. They've been balancing out. The team is working vigorously to really get this game into alpha mode. So without further ado, guys, how do you feel about Champions Ascension so far, and what are some of the things you like?
Well, I know it's been a minute since there's been some updates from the Prime Mind side for Champions Ascension, but man, there's all the families are out, guys. So that's super dope. We got crazy shit like the Vault of Carnage had a new sweet update recently. We got this crazy cool animation of the super knockbacks. It's pretty funny to see a fucking flying Grundle after getting super knockback, or an Ilgra, so much great shit going on. And kudos to the teams for all the hard work and all the crazy balancing they have to do. On top of that, the freaking elementals guys are here.
Yeah.
And they're tough competitors to deal with,
Yeah, and I know last time we came back, they didn't have all families out.
Nope. I mean, there's been a lot, and RG kind of just gave a real quick, brief overview. But we had another thing that is the elementals that came out is because we have full assets available. We no longer have a roster of champions that is provided. Prime Eternals provided by the team. Now it's to the point where you're only playing with your own assets. So if you don't have a Prime Eternal, you ain't playing with a Prime Eternal anymore. But you aren't playing against the same opponents. You have all 7,622 combinations of parts possibly available, on top of the 10,000 parts combinations that are available from the elementals. And they haven't introduced breeding yet, but with the new first-time user experience that they've released, you get a grunt, which gives you the opportunity, once you've gone through the entire first-time user experience, to have a mixed Prime Essence and Elemental Essence champion. So some people are lucky enough out there to have the frickin' arcane horns with something like the fire claws, and they can wreck you in one combo.
They can scorch your ass for like 3 straight rounds, That's freaking crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
there's nothing.
So what about the game modes, guys? Like, what game modes are you guys most attracted to, and what are some of the ones that you think you can use a little work on them?
I'll let RG go first. I haven't had a chance to play the last couple of days myself, with the holidays going on and work, but...
Yeah, man. So me personally, I've always loved the 1v1s, man. The other modes are dope, but something about just duking it out one versus your opponent is super climactic. It gets you sweating. You know, as a sweaty
Yeah.
Kark, you know, you just got to bring your A game every time those matches come up. Versus when you're doing like Vault of Carnage or 3 versus 3, you can kind of step back and take a break and kind of see who you want to eye on. Man, you got to go full force on the 1v1. So all the visual effects that's been added to it, making 1v1 looking a lot cleaner. So I'm really happy about 1v1 right now.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like you said, you're a sweaty Kark. So for those of you that are new, and then even new to Champions Ascension, they have 12 families, and I'm just going to kind of show you guys really quick because I think this is very important. So as you see, we got the families right here, and as you know, the playtest is available now, guys. If you want to check this game out, you can check this game out right now. And as you see, this is the Kark he's talking about, man. This guy is one of the best tanks I've ever played with out of all the characters. And I know I might be a little biased, but to me, RG, this guy right here has range, and he has power, and he still has a little bit of speed. It's like he's perfect. And I know that they're still trying to add to his pack, right? Like, he's going to get a new upgrade within these couple of months. But could you tell me from your experience, because I love the Kark, what is it so much you love about the Karkadon?
As you mentioned, he's he's not the tankiest character, but he is one of the tanks. I mean, he's a fucking rhino, you know. On top of that, he has the speed, not like a Ilga or a Grondel, where they're super strong, but they're not as quick to be able to dodge left and right. And you can kind of see some of the moves from the Ilgra a lot quicker than you would see from a Kark. You know, you kind of see like an Ilgra swinging their hammers, and you'd be like, all right, I can dodge in, or I can move forward. But with the Kark, you just pull that quick claw in, you never see that shit coming.
Yeah, and you can see like some of his moves right here, which I love the way Champions Ascension has done this website. They actually have come very far along, right, Z, from when they started. I love how you can click on each champion, and you really get the feel how that champion plays right here. They probably actually took this Kark from RG right here. If you guys don't know, this guy loves Arcane Kark, dude.
Dude, I think that's actually mine.
Yeah, as you guys see the way he moves, when he swings that hammer, that's the range, right? That's the range that you can keep your opponent. And then he has the push, too. Like, he's probably one of the most versatile, but yet, how can I say, not most recognizable characters in the game, right? Because a lot of people like different characters. Z, as we mentioned before, we love the Karkadon. What about you, bro? So far, out of all the characters, who's your favorite?
Oh, who's my favorite? I'd have to say I like playing with the Gatekeeper. We're all sweaty Karks. You know that. I love playing with the Kark, but I like playing with the Gatekeeper the most. She's almost like a ballerina or an acrobat in there. She's quick and has very fluid movements, and she has the abilities to just come in and whoop some ass, dude. I've not had as much opportunity to play with her as I have, obviously, with like the Karkadon or the Eos. Those are two of the first three that we had available to us, so I have the most playtime on those two characters. But out of who's left, I'd say I like her gameplay the best.
Yeah, man.
You know the Gatekeeper kind of reminds me of, for those who've played Smash Brothers, I want to say the Gatekeeper is like a good combination of Sheik and Samus. That's the best way I can kind of describe the Gatekeeper.
Oh yeah, and
Super
Samus
quick.
is always my number one go-to. So
Yeah, those chains are deadly, bro. I hate those fucking chains, by the way. Like, I get sweated on by a Gatekeeper all the time, which pisses me off, right? As a Kark, like, it's really hard to get to her. And all these other families too, guys, as you know. And this is some of the biggest news that the team has come out with all families, because we know from this that they have to balance out everybody, right, guys? Like that's what's going on right now, right?
One hell of a mission to accomplish right there.
Yeah, because you fix one thing, then another thing's OP or another thing's broken, right? If I were to give a timeline on all, just because how intricate battle is, how intricate combat is, I say another 6 months to balance these families out, and I could be wrong. It could even be longer, but they have to do this right. Do you guys agree? Like the balancing between the parts, between the different styles of fighters, it all has to be almost evenly, but not evenly, right? Because you know that these certain characters are going to have strengths that other characters don't.
Yeah. They've already admitted that they're going to have to go back through and rework each champion's, not only their hit strengths and weaknesses and timings and little things like that, but they're going to take a look at the overall kit for each champion as well. Decide whether they think it's fair or if they need to scale some of their abilities back or add new abilities for the champions. So what we're seeing is not a finished product by any means. They've even said everything's on the table to be changed before in the past. So some of the abilities that we see now may not even be the ones that they come out with when they go with a full release sometime in the future.
Right. Like even
you guys remember Perry?
Perry's gone, bro. Perry's gone.
Yeah, I feel like so long ago, but it actually wasn't that long ago.
It just felt like that honestly, bro, it felt like that fucking that move was exploited.
Yes.
Oh yeah, super exploited. 100%. Man.
It was 100% reliant on your ping, which made the game match completely unplayable for a lot of people. So, it was fun to be able to get out of the stun locks, for sure. But now that Perry's no longer in the gameplay, I think it's better off for it.
Yeah, and another big thing that they came out with all the families. Not only that, but they came out with all the elemental houses. How do you guys feel about that so far? And I know they're fucking OP. We all know they're OP, right? Like, I got freaking, you guys know arcane horns, right? Even the grunts that are made now, like the arcane horns, right? Like, sorry, Legif, I love you, bro, but I gotta say it. Legif beat my Prime Eternal with the grunt, arcane horns, 3 fire calls. Fucking wrecked, just gone. I was done. I couldn't even do a swing, right? I think they did set up a patch ever since then, though. That's one thing about this team, that they do come out with patches quite often, and they do take a lot of input from the community. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, that's pretty dope. Like, something especially like the character you fought against, I doubt that'll come in the final part of the game, because I don't think you can combine prime parts with elemental parts.
Right.
Am I wrong?
Well, according to what we read, right? According to what we read, that was part of breeding. That was part of having a prime eternal and having an elemental, as you get to breed them too, which and vice versa would get you a outcome like, a grunt are given right now.
Yep. Yeah, I mean that was supposed to be part of the perks of breeding, was the fact that you could get that outcome, right? I always thought that these free grunts that people were going to get were going to have, I don't know, they seem like what they should be now, right? Where you kind of don't have any parts.
Right.
Or everything you get should be a common, for sure.
Yeah. Or it's kind of hard, right, bro? Like, because if you get a grunt, like, he's either going to have one of the house's parts, right? Because that's the only elemental houses is elementals and primes. However, it makes sense not to even give them nothing, really, right? Like, you give them claws, but they might not have an essence. It just might be like regular claws. Like, claws that just fucking claw you and do little damage, right? Compared to maybe an essence house. Because it doesn't make sense to have breeding if you're going to make a grunt like that right off in the game, as a free player in the game, right?
Yeah, the only benefit it gives you as someone that owns a champion is the fact that you get the opportunity to have bigger say in what your outcome is going to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's at that point, it's like, man, so these assets that we told were supposed to be top tier assets are gonna have the same level of fighting capabilities as someone who got the same thing for free, unless we were lucky enough to, buy or mint an asset that had a divine part. That's
Yeah.
it's, we were we've always kind of been told that these Prime Eternals were supposed to be the gods among all of the fighters, right? They're the
Yes.
Prime Eternals, and the fact that recently I had our Emperor's Day, and on the U.S. East Championship went to a grunt is kind of disheartening as a Prime Eternal owner.
Speaking of that,
Just
right?
just a bit.
Speaking of that, the Emperor's Day, right? Where really like it was shocking because I think it was what was it, bro? The U.S. tournament, a grunt took it right as well. It was a grunt gatekeeper or grunt AOS or something like that.
Oh, there was 2 tournaments that grunts won in, so I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
And for me, bro, because I was a big fan of the lore, you know, when everything first came out, like the Karkadon story, right? The Karkadon story is one of the best stories ever written for Champions Ascension. Like it talked about this Karkadon that was a Prime Eternal was floating in the fucking air, and everybody stopped what they're doing to look at the dude.
Yep. Everyone stopped. They stared. You know, they just were in awe. Basically, to see this fucking Prime Eternals float through the streets, and after he went on his way, you know, business as usual.
Yeah.
That's how much of an impact the Prime Eternal had in the story. People stopped what they were doing in the Grand Bazaar just to admire the Prime Eternal, and I think that's dope.
Yeah, bro. I mean, like, for me, that's what a Prime is. Like, it's like Zeus coming down, right? And people are like, "Oh fuck, that's Zeus. Let me stop what the fuck I'm doing and look at him." That's how he was depicted, bro. And it's like, that's by Zeus is getting his ass beat by some fucking chump in a bar, you know?
Some drunk mother.
Yeah, some homeless dude on the side of the fucking bar over here.
I mean, and truth be told, that we were told that they did want it to be, you know, a situation where a Prime Eternal's gonna get beat 8 or gonna win a match 8 out of 10 times, right? And there should be some opportunity for someone with a good skill to come in and beat a Prime, which is totally reasonable.
Right.
But it's not quite the level that we're at right now. So lots of tweaking to be done, but we'll get there, man. I mean, I don't see us coming out of alpha or out of testing until, you know, holiday time this time next year.
Oh man, and go ahead, RG. I'll let you speak on this too, bro.
Okay, like as we always say, Rome wasn't built in a day. This stuff's gonna take time, and we're here for the ride. This is the things that we're experiencing with the team is like I've never seen a game being built from the ground up. I don't know how long it takes.
Right.
We don't know the back ends, you know. So there's a lot of stuff that we appreciate being shown, and we're along for the ride, and it's pretty cool. A lot of ups and downs, but it's really cool ride that we're on right now.
Yeah, and that's what I like to, you know, you got to tell everybody, like, right, we're in pre-alpha. Stuff's gonna break. Stuff's gonna be OP. That's just the process of making a game, right? Like, we've played these great games like GTA. We played Skyrim. We've, you know, played Diablo, right? And we played the games when they were fully ready, but we didn't get to see the process of those games being made, which is very important. You know, it might have been, I could have fucking play tested Diablo when they were in alpha and be like, fuck, man, this shit's broken. But, you know, 3 years, 4 years down the line, it's a fucking great game. And sometimes those are the growing pains you got to go through, right, guys?
Yep, and I can tell you, having done game testing for Microsoft in the past, like, I've played games when they were barely even a shell of what they became, and seeing the difference between what I played on their campus and what was actually delivered, sometimes it's not even the same game. So there's a lot that's going to change, and knowing what the team has done previously, it's going to be for the benefit of what we're doing, guys. So
yeah, and
another, be patient and enjoy the ride, man.
There you go. Just enjoy the ride, man. You know, they have a good team. Like, I gotta admit, like, the new changes, if you guys haven't played the new FFA, it's fun. Like, I played and there's a lot more shit you get fucked up with, and it's like, oh damn, like, you know, it's I like it. It's not like, I'm not a 1v1 person, so you know, I get sweated on a lot, but I do like playing team play. You know, I enjoy like the Sally runs. If you guys don't are you know, new to the channel and you don't know what Sally is a PvE boss in Champions Ascension. As we'll show one of the, you know, some of the clips in here. Actually, let me. I was in the Emperor's Decree, which is really good. You know what? First, I kind of want to get to this though, and then we'll go back and we'll show a little bit of video play of Sally. But Epic Alpha release for Champions Ascension was set for the 22nd, but this did get pushed back, right, guys?
Yeah, they're gonna push it back until they get to a point where they feel that the alpha is gonna be presentable for a more mass audience, right? And which is kind of the point that a lot of projects that I'm in are at. You don't want to go out there and provide something to the masses that's so broken that it turns them off from playing the game to see what your finished project is going to be like.
Yeah, it takes a lot, right? They're trying to put in the new player quest system, and as you guys know, like, making an open world, I've never built games, but the amount of detail you see in games, right? Like, we've all played these big open world games. It's a lot of fucking work. Right, there's lot of intricate details that you have to put into the game, and these guys are trying to put all this in the game. This is going to take time, right? But I feel like their mind's in the right place, right? Progression system is one of the most important systems you can put in the game. Why? Keeps the player engaged, entices the player to play the game. So if they have to move this alpha for release back, I'm for it. I'm not the one to rush it, right? If you're not ready, not ready. Just come out when you're ready.
Yeah, it's gonna do nothing for anybody's bags to rush a game, except for drop them to zero. So, this is a game being developed by AAA blockchain, with AAA graphics, all that kind of stuff. They've gotten the money to do what they want to do. Something that I learned just recently was that a lot of times companies will spend literally millions of dollars just doing just play testing, right?
Yeah.
They will pay to have a ginormous number of people concurrently stress testing their system, and that's not what's going on right now. So we've got a ways to go.
Yeah,
we're definitely getting a behind the scenes look. I've been doing a lot of like video editing, image editing, 3D model creating over the last couple months, and doing that I've come to appreciate more the time it takes to make little tiny things that don't seem like they would be a large amount of time consumption when it comes to changing an image or a model. It actually takes a lot of work and a lot more time than you might think. So
yeah,
these little tweaks we're doing to like VFX, doing to get the movement and the image UI that we're seeing. I have a little bit more appreciation for the time that it's taking for them to do those kinds of things. Let alone the coding behind it.
And I mean, the graphics, like, I love the way the game looks. Like, we're talking about a Web3 game looking like this, right? I don't see many games. I can only think of a few, and we'll be talking about that one in just a little while. It looks like a real game, right? Along with that, guys, V1 economy. What do you guys think about that? And what do you think about the potential of the V1 economy coming out with these crystals?
RG, go right ahead, brother. What's your thoughts on it, man?
Oh man, have you guys read all that information regarding the crystals? It's just so much to take in, so much to process that I haven't even got a full grasp of everything yet, you know. But I know that it's just V1, you know, so this is just the beginning, and there's gonna be a lot of fixes and tightening around the numbers before it becomes official. That's why it's V1, you know?
Yeah, yeah, and right off the bat, like looking at the V1, I see, to me, guys, and you know, this is why we put in our feedback back. Purity has to have more. Purity has to have more of an influence. It's just one of the things that what a prime is made out of is essence and purity, right? I feel like purity, and then like divine parts, like we already know what the divine parts do, right? They do a shitload of damage. They're great in combat, but what does purity do besides your FOT and adding that little boost to it, right? I just feel like it needs a little more. Like with these crystals, the purity does affect it somehow, but I feel like it does need a little bit more effect from just kind of looking at how things are going to work. You know, the higher purity, the bigger chance, you know, and then this just my thinking, right? The higher purity your champion is, which is like pure death, pure arcane, pure life, they're prime eternals, right? They should be able to make rare crystals or have a bigger percentage of making rare crystals, right? The percentage is there, but I just think the percentage needs to be up based on purity.
I mean, what you're essentially saying is that the higher tier of champion that you have, you should have a higher percentage to get a rare crystal, essentially.
Yes. Based
Correct.
on, yeah, I mean, like, what does purity really mean? You know, if like it just needs something, bro. Because to me, in combat, it only affecting the FOT just doesn't do it. Like, it should have so much more because in the lore, it means so much more. Like, I mean, like as far as like being death, I mean, we're talking about pure parts. And in essence, if you get the more pure parts, the stronger the champ. We have a 5D 3P for a reason, right?
Yeah, and I mean, in fighting, purity really just gets you an increase in your Fury of Titans meter, cruel, and there was something else. We'd have to pull up the combat guide, but it doesn't have a huge impact. So it kind of makes a little bit of a sense why they wouldn't allow purity to have a huge impact on crystal formation either.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that it's not quite as much as the impact as it should have. I'm trying to pull up.
I'm pulling it up right now. Actually, we can see it on here because I'm actually on the website. So, for instance, where can I find this purity at? So let me see. We got
Let's see. I believe it's on page 49. And all it really does is your purity essentially adds the probability that your crystal forms with an additional cluster. Probability for a cluster to be formed are based on the purity of the champion that distilled the crystal. One crystal cluster will always be made up of at least 2 prongs with a maximum of 4, depending on the max essence used to distill the crystal.
page 40. You said, right, sir?
49.
49. I'm getting the page caught up. Here we go, guys. Page 49 as we see it here.
And you also have to remember that the numbers that they're giving here are for a 5 purity champion, which is a extremely rare champion.
Mm-hmm.
So even at the top tier, you're only going to be having a 50% chance that you're going to get a
Exactly. And this is where I say that purity should have more of a play in this.
Yeah, I agree. This should be something where it's like, if you have a 5 purity champion, you should be having like a 75 to 80% chance of getting at least a second prong on your crystal.
Right. It adds to the value of the prime, right?
Well, not only that, but if you have the same 5 parts, all of the essence that you should be getting should be extremely pure essence of that one form.
Right.
Based on their own description of how champions earn essence, based on your crystal and purity of your champions, right? So the fact that it only adds up to 50% with, like, you're only getting 10% per part, essentially. And if it was closer to 15% per part, that would be much more understandable.
Right.
So, but we'll see. Again, these numbers are all subject to change. It says right on the very first page.
Right. Everything's subject to change, guys. This is the kind of the first thing we're bringing you here, and this just came out. What I want to say last week, correct?
Earlier this week, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. A little earlier than that. So, guys, this it's very in depth for you guys. First, getting into the project, and as you see, I'll show you where I went to actually go find it. So, where you're seeing here is the front page of Champions Ascension website. Now, if I go to the left right here and I hover over game, it has combat guide. If you guys need to watch the combat guide, if you guys want to learn about certain moves, it's even cool. They got a map of the controller. They also have a map of the mouse and keyboard, and then they have the different characters, and then what are their specialties. For instance, the Dorulk, you have light, heavy. It does give you all her combos that she does have. For all these families, they do have them. And then plus, another cool thing is, I can always go hover over game, and this is the one that we're just going over, the Crystal Guide. All you guys, if you want to know more about the Alchemist Guide to Essence and Crystals, this is where you can find it.
And for all those new users, just download the game. It's really easy to start the game. The first user experience, the little intro is actually really fun, and the animation is really cool. And come challenge us, or come play with us. Let's do some free-for-all. Let's do some 1v1s, some 3v3s.
And you guys...
everyone... Go ahead.
Hey, go ahead, RG. I'm sorry, brother. See, RG's new here, guys, so we're still getting in sync of how to do this podcast, and it's like a well-oiled machine, baby. We'll get there.
RG just needs to recognize that whenever Dip talks, everyone else shuts the fuck up. Nah, brother. Right? Speak your mind, man. That's what we're all here. We're all prime minds. Let it be spoken.
Let's come join us. Let's go have some fun. Let's go freaking and tear shit up, man. It's always fun to play versus a real player against the bots, you know?
Yeah, definitely, man.
And that's the thing, is all of us will have the same in-game name, too, as what you're seeing right now. What we go by, those are in-game names. We're not hard to find. So
not hard to find at all.
Discord, we're in all these projects we're talking about. We're in Discord. We'll be in these games. We'll be right there on the front lines with you guys, experiencing and trying to have some fun and make some money along the way.
Yeah, guys. And with that said, we definitely could do like a 2 or 3 hour show straight on Champions. There's so much stuff that's happened, and we can really deep dive into the Crystal Guide. But with time in mind, we don't want to give you guys a 3 or 4 hour show. We know you guys love to listen to us, but we know you don't like to listen to us for 3 or 4 hours. So, with that said, guys, a lot of this stuff we're going to be going over just the big main points of what's happening in certain projects, right? Going into some speculation as you've seen us go with this, right? Some of the things that we see you can go better, right? I think a lot of us are really watching the economy in the sense of Champions and really interested to see how this economy rolls out. They have been very quiet about it, haven't given us too much about it. So with that in mind, keep your eyes on this project, guys. It's a great project. They have great developers. As you see the quality of the game, how we're looking at it right now, the extent of the lore and the attention to detail in these characters, it's really going to be a great one. It's just going to take time to make. So with closing statements towards Champions Ascension, guys, Z-Mackin, what do you have to say about this, bro?
Well, I mean, we've been covering Champions Ascension since practically Mint, right? A couple months after Mint, which was in February of 22. So we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep following this. We're gonna keep pushing along, and we'll make sure that we bring you guys everything up to date as we can, as much as we can about Champions Ascension and all of our speculation about it. But this is a project that's going to keep pushing, man. If they continue going, I could see a valid full release by the end of this next 2024, into possibly early 2025, for full economy, us having our opportunity to own land, Maestro Towers out, all the good stuff, man. And I can't wait.
Sweet. What about you, RG?
Man, I'm excited. There's so many things to look forward to over the horizon. We have, you know, all of our assets are not playable, so the competition's hot. On top of that, the future we see the Maestro Towers coming, which we'll go more into detail in future episodes. And as we get more information about it, we still got land, we still got breeding. There's just so much to look forward to. Just can't wait for it to come.
Yeah. Patience in the what do they say? Patience in the hand of the or in the hands of the beholder. Is that what they say? Or did I say that right?
Something like
Patience
that.
is a virtue, bro.
There you go. That's even a better one, guys. So with that, guys, we're gonna go into our next subject, which is we're gonna go into big time, and we're gonna go into a little bit of shrapnel, and we're gonna go into shrapnel as well, and give you guys those updates with it, followed by Valeria games. All right, guys, we're heading into it next. We'll see you there. All right, guys. And now we're going to get into a couple more games. We're going to get into Big Time and then followed by Shrapnel. So first off, we're going to go at Big Time. And I'm going to give it away to my boy RG for this. Now, I do have their Twitter pulled up already, guys, here. So RG, Big Time, man. I've heard of it. I've heard a lot of hype about it. Can you kind of tell us what Big Time is?
Classes to
Yeah,
choose
man.
from.
So
The Time
Big Time
Warrior.
it's a Web3 MMORPG. Maybe something to compare it with would be games like Guild Wars 2 or World of Warcraft. Basically, you team up with a bunch of people. You go through different times and space. You go to like Jurassic Park era. You go to the future and just fight all these things. And while you're doing that, there's a possibility of earning some NFTs in game and also some cryptocurrency. You can start off the game by kind of choosing four different classes. You got the Time Warrior, he's the brute. The Chronomancer, he's all the magician. The Shadow Blade dude. He's all about the get them quick. He's pretty much ninja. And the Quantum Fixer is my personal favorite because he's kind of like the healer and also like he can do some things to synergize your teammate to give them buffs basically. But let's get into the Big Time token.
Yeah,
So the current value of Big Time token is at 0.19 right now, and as let me see, do you have the chart up? Dip?
Yeah, I can get that chart for you right now, sir. What is the coin called? Is it Big Time token?
It's a Big Time token, yeah.
Okay. Brought to you by Time Token. Yes, sir. Here it is, sir. It's at 20 cents.
Oh,
Is this
oh,
it?
snap. So yeah, check it out, guys. As you can see when the game first came out, it's always that hype, that usual spike we see in these NFT Web3 games. The token went up to 31 cents, and right now it's kind of stabilizing around it's kind of like between 15 to 20 cents right now, which is actually surprisingly doing well, considering the hype right now. This is a game that I'm going to be getting a close eye on. Right now in the market capitalization, it's number 646. It's not high, but it's also not the lowest. And recently, Big Time came up with pre-season launch, which brings all kinds of new adventures, new crafting options, all kinds of collectibles, and these are things that people can. Well, first of all, you need something called a space. It's your own personal, kind of like a home base, NFT home base, and within that, you can start crafting. You can and start selling within Big Time's own market, which is pretty cool. As I mentioned to you earlier, Dip and Z, actually was pretty lucky. I got a mystery box and I was able to sell it for 1G, so I'm really happy about that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so I'm pretty lucky. Thing about Big Time too, it's I think everyone's all about the hype of trying to grind the game and make some coin, which is dope. But I feel like another downside of these type of games is that you work yourself too hard to the game where you're just gonna kind of start disliking it. Like if you kind of play passively, you don't really invest too much into it. You're gonna have a good time, especially if it's with some of your fellow community members. You know, you just have a drink, playing with these dudes, and talk some shit.
Yeah.
You'll have a good time. But like I said, I'm gonna keep a close eye on this, and I'll keep you guys updated as the weeks go by on how this token is doing. Right now, it's really too early to really say how far it's doing. Right now, it's at a nice stable number, but the token just came out last month. Literally, it'll be like
and did
yesterday.
I'm sorry, brother. And did you like? Okay, so were you in this project before the token went live?
Yeah, man, I was part of the way before pre-launch.
And,
So
oh, go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
huh?
I'll let you tell your story. Go ahead.
No, good.
No,
I want to hear you dip. I want to hear you dip.
I'm just so interested, bro. I'm so intrigued, right? Because like I'm very interested to see how like you were in pre-token. So from pre-token and then when they launched the token, did that bring a lot of attention? And if so, how did it help the project?
Like you mentioned, just releasing the token brought all kinds of eyes into the project. So I'm just like I said, it's just really early right now to see where this game's going. The token just released about a month now, and you know, it's just keeping a close eye on it. I'm really excited to see where it goes, and I think we're gonna, you know, like all NFT games, we're kind of see it come sooner than later how the token's gonna be doing.
Yeah, man. I mean, it looks interesting. So it's big on team play, right?
So, yeah, man, you can't do these dungeons by yourself. I'll tell you that much.
So, okay. So you need pretty much like you'll need a healer, you'll need a brute, you'll need a long range and all that to conquer these dungeons.
There's all kinds of levels within each dungeon. There's from beginner to more experienced, depending on your level. You know, yeah, like a typical RPG game too. The higher the level, the stronger your characters are. Also, too, man, you can have all these good characters work with each other, but you gotta also have the good teammates to be able to back you up and pick you up when you're down. It'll give you a good some good healing while you're down, or else it's kind of you ain't gonna go very far in these levels, man. I'll tell you that much.
This is very interesting, man. I like how like first of all, like the create, right? The create, the collect, and you can even collect from. And so I assume you conquer these dungeons, you collect loot, and then you can sell that loot and trade that loot.
So the specific loot that you can actually pick up is just kind of like, you know, your in-game soft coin, your gold or whatever. But when you do a lot of these boss battles, there's the opportunity for them to drop the NFT, and you know all NFTs are different valued depending on their rarity, and there's different levels of rarity. And that's what it's kind of help determine how valuable an item is, or the NFT, you know.
Wow, dude, that's pretty cool, man. Like, so do you say that ever since the token dropped, positive or negative effect on the project? If you could say positive or negative.
Well, I feel like I'm right in the middle because, like I said, the token just came out. It's fresh, 1 month in, and I'm just gonna keep a close eye to see where it goes. It's still fun to play. There's all kinds of updates being implemented into the game constantly. The game, from when I first played it till now, man, it was so clunky when it first started. Just like most games, you know, just like we experienced in the project that we're just speaking about, Champions Ascension. Super clunky, but now things are a lot more smoother. The visuals are beautiful, and it's actually it's fun. It's a fun game. I recommend people try it out, but you know, do your own research. I wouldn't say jump in and start investing now. Do your own research is very important, and just have fun. I think that's one thing a lot of people kind of forget to do with these type of games. Is just you gotta have fun, man.
Yeah, definitely. And guys, as you see right now, like I'm actually on the webpage, and looks pretty cool. I'm even reading about the in-game economy and how it works, right? Create, collect, buy, trade, and sell. Cosmetics, utilities. They have workshops where you can do forges, and then you can expand your personal metaverse space, which is pretty cool. So, I've heard some things about Bigtime, good and bad, and I'm not gonna lie, but from
it is, dude.
Yeah, right. Every project has a good and bad. But like, I think it's interesting, bro. I'm really interested to see how they do in the future. What about you, Z? We haven't heard you yet, man. I haven't heard you talk yet.
The DJ's
Big
taking a
time.
break.
Big Time's a game that I played. I had a Ruby Pass for a long time, and I faded it for a long time. And I mean, I could have spent more time on it, but it's not my type of game, really.
Yeah.
When I did play it for a little bit. I got another guild that I had joined their Discord server to play with them because they had been focusing on playing Big Time, and it just was it's reminded me kind of like what RuneScape would have been. I watched my brothers play RuneScape. Wasn't my type of game. I played Fable. That I was kind of into that, but it kind of seemed like it'd be like more of like a WoW type of game. And those just weren't up my alley, right? Those third person dungeon crawlers. I was I just couldn't get into it. But I will tell you from the DGen side and watching crypto Twitter and the investor side of people and being in communities and listening to what's going on, that big time token caused big waves.
Yeah, bro. So at 0.05.
I mean, it helped to get eyes on crypto gaming already. With
Indeed.
the parabolic shot that went up to like RG said, up to above 30 cents. That it wasn't something that people could ignore, right? And it helped shine a light on the fact that gaming tokens are going to be big in this upcoming bull run,
Yes.
in my opinion.
Remember, guys. Before the Big Time token came out, it's been a long time since we've heard of a Web3 game come out with their own token.
You're right.
We just run into a bunch of rugs, you know.
Yeah, or people got fucking scared of the SEC. You know,
Yep.
One of the two. You know, I gotta go. Like, the next project we're talking about. I know, boys, we can't rave so much about it. I fucking love this next project we're talking about. But right now, like Big Time, like, I respect what these guys are doing. I respect that they put a token out and they're creating value for their holders. Because at the end of the day, this Web3 thing, that's what it's about, man. And Web3, people want to put so much thing on ownership. Yeah, but what does it matter to own something that I can't make money on? Like I can't sell eventually, right? And not only that, sell for a good amount of money. Like anything, you treat like the first Spider-Man comic book. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what these are. You know, and the utility of it and everything adds just way much more value, right? So, like, by even putting a token on there, like, hey, man, big respect. That's all I got to say about that. And RG dropped me a loot box.
I got you, bro. I got like 3 more. Hey, but I want to touch on what Z mentioned.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, you guys don't have. No one has to like this game, but I definitely want to see these guys succeed, because that'll open the eyes for a lot of people who were against Web3.
Yes.
Yep. Yes. That's all we're waiting for is a catalyst. All of Web3 is waiting for that catalyst. Yeah. So if Big Time's it, I'm not gonna hate on Big Time at all.
I wouldn't either, brother.
The game style is not my type of game. I don't enjoy. It wouldn't be fun for me to play that game on a continual basis, pretty much. So, but I know there's people who do enjoy those types of games because they continue to be there. So
yeah,
let's fucking go.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Big Time. Keep doing your stuff, man. We respect you for it. And you know what, guys? I'm actually on Twitter right now, okay? And I'm going to look up our next guys, which was no other than Shrapnel.
This one.
So, boys.
This one I'm excited about.
Okay, guys. So, I'm even right here. I'm in CoinMarketCap. Let me just see if they got Shrap token for your boy. If they don't, we'll look it up on good old Google. Oh God, it's on there. You see this? So
Oh yeah.
let's go into Shrapnel. First of all, this is a game being made on Unreal Engine 5. This is a game that has developers that made Halo, that were in Call of Duty, Battlefield, and some other huge name games. This game is a Web3 game. It is an extraction shooter, and guess what? They have a token. Let's get a round of applause, boys.
Let's go.
Okay, guys. Now, Shrapnel, as we all know it, is an extraction shooter close to Tarkov meets Call of Duty. And guys, when I say I'm on their Twitter for a reason, let me just kind of mute this. But let's just show you some video play of this. This is just some current stuff that they're working on right now. Look at how good the game looks, dude. They're building every day. They're always posting on their stuff. And it gets better each and every time. And you know what? I shouldn't even be talking about this right now. I should actually pass the torch to my colleague and my local DJ, Z-Mackin, because he was actually the man that got to visit them in the actual headquarters in Seattle. Z!
Z-Mackin infiltrated headquarters. Let's hear from Z.
Yes.
Yep. I had another gentleman and myself. Actually, a couple guys were invited out to the headquarters. I live up in the Seattle area. Reached out to them, DJing on lunch, actually, and bugged them so much on Twitter after watching some live streams of their playtests that they finally caved in and let a couple of us in the doors. And we were there for about a couple hours. Met a bunch of the team members. Got to pick quite a few of their brains. And sat down, and me and the two other guys versus 5 of the team, and we, for the most part, handily got our asses whooped. So, your boy broke some stuff and found a new bug for him.
Nice.
So,
Woo!
Keep finding this bug, man. We gotta squash him.
Yep, I crashed the playtest a couple times, but it was awesome because I got to play a build that they said they had just literally patched it that day. So it was just coming out, playing brand new stuff that even people on the team probably hadn't even played yet. Some of them hadn't even played yet. So the opportunity for the game to continue advancing from where it's at when I just played it is all there. They've got all of the basic mechanics of a really good game. Really, all they have to work on now is just getting down. The smoothness is there too. It's just getting down the some of the things don't quite work. Like we've been told that when you break something or when you build something with coding and you make a change, you break something else, right? Well, the patch that I just played made it so that mantling over objects crashed the server, right? Which it had worked previously for them. So it's little things like that that you learn by going in and experiencing these types of things. So that was really, really cool. But Shrapnel is got some really good stuff coming. What I learned from just talking to Don Norbury, one of the heads of the entire project in the Shrapnel team, was that they're going to be coming out with this early release that I've given away a couple extraction packs. I know Dip's given away extraction packs.
Yep.
Hopefully, Prime Minds will have more in the future to give away. But these extraction packs and holding an operator get you early access starting in December. So coming up here, I think late December is what they're talking. So within the next month, we're going to get access to start playing. And that's going to go till around August is when they're going to be having a full public beta, I'm pretty sure. I don't believe it's the actual full game launch, but sometime in August of next year is when they're going to be fully opening things up. And they said, I was told that the game play will be fully tokenized. What that means is when you extract with things, you will be coming out with things that are able to be put on a marketplace and value extracted from them. The way it will work is when you first start out, we'll be getting and this is just what I've been told, and it's all subject to change, but I've been told that we'll be getting a new character who is fully kitted out to his max capabilities, so that they can test and break things. We'll be getting those for an example I was given was like a week, and then they'll take that back and give us something else to play with for a week. And so the things that we are getting out in these beginning sections won't be like legendary guns or anything like that, but we'll be getting what are called shards. Shards for skins for characters and skins for guns. And there'll be, I'm sure most people remember the McDonald's Monopoly game board, where you had to have like those specific pieces, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You could have like 7 park places, but if you didn't get Boardwalk, you ain't winning that $1 million. But so it'll be like that, right? The shards, there's going to be different rarity skins, and these shards are going to be numbered like that. So say it takes 5 shards to get a legendary skin. If you've got 5 number 5s, but nothing else, you ain't getting that skin until you get shards 1 through 4 as well. So that was the alpha I was given, and that you will be able to keep these shards forever, right? Like, who knows? These will be this will be the OG stuff that you're earning when we're playing this early access, right? This will be the things that when people look back, they'll be like, "Oh shit! Like you earned that before the game was even out."
Wow. Yeah. And you know, so like I'm looking at these extraction packs right now, because you were talking about early access. So early access is at the end of December, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So these are the extraction packs that are going to be able to get you in that early access to play, test, and you're also going to be earning some stuff. Not earning, but earning as in like skins and gear packs and stuff like that. Because I'm just kind of reading the heavy pack, right? Like the early access and an in-game operator, and then it says you have 36 weekly drops. From what I know, that the early access is going to be 9 months long, I believe, until the end of next year.
Yep.
And then during that 36 weeks, you're going to be getting drops. What do you guys expect those drops to be? Weapons, skins, armor, like, you know, that's kind of like what I'm speculating, like stuff that you can use in the game during extraction.
So I'm thinking, playing it, if you go in, I was told that you're going to be going in and playing with between 8 to 12 players on a map, right?
Okay.
And whatever you bring in, you can lose if you don't get extracted.
Right, like Tarkov.
If you die, yep, if you die or are not extracted, whatever you had on your person, you lose. And you can load out with a random or a just generic shotgun and pistol, or an assault rifle and a pistol. Those are your 2 loadout options that I was given when I was playing. Right?
Stakes are definitely high.
Yeah.
Yep. If you bring that legendary weapon skin into the game, you might lose that legendary weapon skin. And the thing is, if you lose it and then the person that killed you doesn't extract either, and their body doesn't get looted, that legendary weapon skin might just disappear.
Damn. Remember,
Go to the
guys,
map.
when
It would go to the map owner, from what I understand.
Ah.
So.
I mean,
remember, guys, don't start off playing with no legendary skins.
Yeah. Don't fucking play with no legendary skins and then get fucking sniped and drop that shit.
You're gonna see my character walking in with just a pistol and looking like a bum.
Bro,
and shit,
have you guys played PUBG? Have you guys played PUBG? Bro, so PUBG, you be in your underwear with no shirt and a fucking AK around your waist, running around, bro. That's going to be me.
My character, man.
I get had shit on, bro. You kill me, you're gonna get some free fucking some free brass from my bullets. That's about it, bro. Good luck.
I will tell you though, they had a ton of loot boxes all over the map. And
you saw the loot boxes?
Yeah, they're so pretty much there's a ton of loot boxes, but the items that are in there's 2 items in the loot box, and it from what I mostly got was like ammo and grenades or med kits. So there wasn't a whole lot, but at the same time, like they're not at this point of development, they're not putting any kinds of those shards in
out there. Yeah. And give it, guys. Well, I'll tell you real quick. This is still not even like, what is it, alpha or is it early access? This is like a beta, right? Early beta.
Oh, for what I went and played was like they aren't even giving people alpha. This is just like, hey, come and dev test with us.
Okay.
So, but next month it's gonna be alpha or pre-alpha type access. So I think it'll be alpha,
ready?
like pre-alpha working into alpha.
Oh yeah.
And what pre-alpha will be the point where you're earning just shards, and then once alpha comes, again those shards will all be tokenized. But they told me essentially once they get into the point where it's alpha, everything that you come out of the map with can be tokenized. So they said they're not going to waste gas on tokenizing a common shotgun that everybody brings out 2 of. You know what I mean? Like, but we'll figure out all that kind of stuff as we get closer to the economy.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you know, like, a thing about Shrapnel is this team, like, the team is so great, bro. Like, these guys are genuine. I honestly thought they were going to be the last ones ever to come out with a token. Because, for one, like, they're a legit game, bro. Like, the game is legit. They got a legit team. They just got $20 million in funding. Extra on top of what they had. They have Mythic testing their games. Like, you know, it's like you have all these high-end streamers testing your games, giving you feedback. The team's very open as well. They had so much good stuff going for them. I didn't see them coming out with the token. You know, they were just gonna turn, you know, Web 2.1 like others have done. And, you know, by them coming out with this token, guys, which I'm looking at let's go straight to the charts right now. Like, let's look at the overall. It started at 1 cent, man. Like, 1 penny. It's climbed up all the way, it's hit 20 cents, and then it's came all the way down. I mean, this to me is just like, this is what I'm in for, bro. This is what. Everything's tied to Shrapnel.
Day trader. That's your day trader dream right there, man.
Yeah. Bro.
Yeah, are you guys ready to put on those spacesuits? Because we're about to moon, baby.
Yeah, bro. Like, literally, like, no lying, guys. This is why I got into Web3. And I know every single one of you did for the same thing. For a token. For a token that can be tradable on the market, that has value, that is not controlled by anybody. This is just supply and demand. And imagine when early access comes out, guys. This token's going to go even higher. Imagine
Well, I mean,
for release.
Look at what Bigtime's done too. Like, you can tell us, RG, some of the stuff that's sold on there. You sold your box for almost $1,000, right?
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
and that's for a game that's not even in alpha yet or in beta at all. So,
And
That's
this,
right.
when you think about that, and then you consider the fact that games like CS:GO have had sales that are in, you know, the fractions of millions of dollars, like over like $600,000, if I remember correctly, was one of their top sales. The potential for a game like this to go insane, and the fact that it has a token that goes along with it, GameFi's going to the moon, baby.
and just look at the utility of Shrap as we see here, guys. Gameplay rewards. You use Shrap to buy skins. You use it for maps. And by the way, user generated content. You can make your own maps and you can make map objects. There could be content creation. Creator rewards is going to be rewarded in Shrap. You can make insignias, which is your own logo if you want, and you can make it in Shrap. And you can also make your own call sign. As you see here, Joker, right? No one else in the game can have Joker but you. Someone will have to get Joker 1, Joker 2, and you know a lot of gamers, like, you know, they're really anal when it comes to this type of stuff, especially in FPS games. And then you have a governance token guiding the game on where the game goes. You actually have a say of where the game is going, right? Which this right here, this what you're seeing is all touching Web3. It's all touching Web3 because all this is utility for this thing right here, which is Shrap token. And it's beautiful, bro. When they first came out, I was shocked, and it's a big gamble, right? Because it can have a lot of negative effects, like people, you know, oh, what about the SEC, you know, or what about getting shut down, or being investigated, or money laundering, or this or that, you know. These guys, against all that criticism and against all that fear, put their, you know, basically fucking put their money where their mouth was, and made this token go live. And ever since then, right, ZMAC, RG, we can all speak for ourselves, and I'll let you guys speak on this. Ever since this has came about, like, this product, I've just seen so much attention. It's so much free marketing.
Yeah, no, it's, dude, Shrapnel it's crazy. When I went out there, it's one of the games that is being broadcast worldwide. It's also it helps because it's going to be on console as well as PC.
Mm-hmm.
So, the team was saying Shrap is very hard to trade in the United States because of regulations, and so it's all of the price volatility that we mostly see is coming from overseas.
Mm-hmm.
And the team was like, we can see when Asia and Pacific area wakes up because the price starts having a lot of volatility. Like, they were like,
Makes sense.
there's worldwide demand for this project, right? This is something that people want. This is something that people already do so much of, is play first-person shooters. So to gamify it and to put financial backing behind it, it's gonna be crazy what we see going on with this game.
Yeah, definitely, man. And even I think it's their marketing head. I think it is Tony, which is such a great guy. If you guys don't know who Tony is, he's one of the people on Shrapnel's team, and the guy is just so knowledgeable, man, and he's so easygoing, so easy to talk to. I've watched him on countless spaces. The team's a class act, you know, and it has stayed true to their community, and in return, I mean, I've just seen such a rise, not just because of the token, but actually how good the game looks, bro. You know, I'm a graphics guy, right? I love Call of Duty, and this reminds me a lot like that. But there's really no extraction games out there besides Tarkov right now. But Tarkov's graphics are meh, at best compared to this. So
Yeah, I have no.
All I know is I'm
experience, so.
ready to team up with you guys, get some loot, extract, and see how it goes on the market.
yeah, I mean, that's gonna be
Well-
another interesting thing, right?
Well, that's one of the things that is after being there, and I know that's what we've said, right? We got a group of us, the Scully Bros, bunch of rare skulls
Scully
running
Bros.
around.
Yep.
But
Right.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to do that because, like I said,
I
they're
know.
gonna be
8 to 12.
8 to 12 players per match, right?
Yeah.
And if it's to the point where you have tens to hundreds of thousands of people trying to all play this game at the same time, you're going to have so many different instances of the game pop up. I highly doubt you'll be able to play with someone that you know.
Yeah. Even so, right? Because would that be the ultimate freaking exploit? Is all of us be on the same map? I find a rare item. Hey, let's just speculate, alright? 5 years into
Let's
the
speculate.
future, I find a legendary. The fucker's worth 100 grand. ARG, AZ Macon. Do you want to make a quick 20 grand? Well, yeah, of course, Dip. Alright, man. Help me extract with this legendary armor, and I'll break you off. Alright, cool. I mean, that's how I thought of it.
Right?
You better
And
watch
that's
your
what-
back, Dib, because I'm gonna take that legendary item away.
Well, and that's the thing though, is I don't think we'll be able to get to the point where, I mean, if they do allow something like that, I can almost guarantee it won't be more than one other teammate that you can roll into an extraction place with, and you'll probably end up spawning on opposite sides of the map, would be my guess.
Makes sense, right? But I can always dream. No, that's the beautiful thing
Always
about
dream.
extraction, right? And it's such a versatile game. It's really gambling. It's because, hey, you either got what you get right now, extract early, or you wait all the way till the end and you try to go home with the
fat
whole
bag.
the fat bag, bro. Yeah, it's all about risk and reward, right? I
Yep.
think that's why this game's gonna be so addicting, dude. Just because there's so
and
much risk and reward.
The thing was, like, the final extraction's only one seat, right? So the games that I played was 8 players with 3 rounds of extractions. You could have a total of 5 players escape. So two seats on the first and second round, and 1 seat on the last extraction. Like I said, if you don't extract, you don't get anything. But at that point, like, you're playing with 5 players possibly extracting out of 8. So no matter what, 3 people are dying. And if you run up to an extraction point, there's someone else also at the extraction point. Even if there's 2 seats, who's to say that you're both going to let the other person get on? You don't want what they got.
Yeah, exactly. Even though if I give you 20 grand and stab me in the back, holy shit, you must not like money. But
No, they like money more than they like you, motherfucker.
because it could always happen because you're gonna get those people, bro. So like with this game, you're gonna get people camping out at fucking extraction points. 100%. 100% you're gonna have somebody right there with the fucking sniper ready to take your ass out, take your shit, and then extract with it.
Yep, because you had to go and you had to sit at the extraction zone for, it was like, I think like 8 to 10 seconds. You had to be inside the extraction
Yeah.
zone to extract. So it wasn't just no giveaway.
Yeah, definitely no giveaway. So I mean, guys, like this game, I just can't say enough about it, bro. Like, I've literally been in their Discord every day. The mods are top notch. If you need any kind of help, or if you need any kind of question answered, there's always going to be somebody that's going to be able to help you in there, which I think is really good. A bunch of friendly guys. I have nothing bad to say about this project, man. I do admire them for taking that that approach for the token, because I for sure thought, like, there's no way, because they're a U.S. company, right? And no one wants to take the risk. I'm excited for the future of this, guys. Let's have some final thoughts on this, man. And I know in the future we want to have a team from Shrapnel on the podcast. I would love it. I would love to hear those guys' thoughts and really just get to know them as people. Because we're seeing the amazing game they make. It would just be really cool to know those amazing people. More about those amazing people that are making this game. So, any final thoughts on this, guys?
Well, man, the team's already. I'm sorry. The team's really dope already, man. They've given us already, for the people who already have the NFTs, some light extractions pack to give out to others. On top of that, I was already given a heavy just to give out to others too. So that's already doping up, and the heavy's worth $100, guys.
Yeah.
100%. They're just out there showing love.
All kinds of love.
All kinds of love to everybody, bro.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, this is a team who's out here. Like I said, when I went out there, they were more than happy to share their thoughts and experiences with me, which I thought was really awesome. They gave me some insight into how they're developing the game, their thought processes behind why they're doing what they're doing. And I don't know if anyone's seen any of this yet, but they said I could share it. I was playing a build that they had just introduced, what they're calling as Sigma abilities. So I hadn't ever used anything like that before, so I didn't actually have the finger recognition to use that button, but essentially the Sigma ability that they introduced was a force push. So you send a shockwave of Sigma force out in front of you, or whichever direction you're looking. And I watched this dev kill 2 people with it, because they had been in a battle. The other person was injured. He pushed them. They hit a wall, and hitting the wall injured them enough to kill him. But he also kind of gave us a little tutorial with it where their concept is you can Sigma push down onto the ground. If you do that while you're look down at the ground while you're running forward, you can kind of try and jump between buildings or make long jumps over places to get away to an extraction sooner, or get away from a fight, or whatever the case may be. And these Sigma abilities will be different. That's just the first one that they introduced, and they'll grow the more Sigma that you stay on the map and collect, the higher and stronger your ability will be.
That's fucking ability as far as you can jump high or.
No, this, like I said, this one was introduced as a Sigma force push. That was just
as one of the abilities.
Yeah, there are also all kinds of other abilities.
That's dope.
They did not share with me, but they said there will be other abilities coming. So I think they knew I would have spilled all the beans.
Yeah.
With whatever they gave me.
Spill all the beans. Spill all the beans. Pump this right here. I need it at least. Let me show you. Z.
Yep.
Can I have it up all the way over here? Maybe run a little higher than this right here. I can't even get that high. But yeah, no, definitely, guys. Shrapnel. Here's their site right here, www.shrapnel.com. So if you guys want to check out the site, they do have NFTs for sale, operators on the Ethereum blockchain. However, they do have other NFTs as far as SCUs, which are other forms of NFTs you can own and collect, and those are on AVAX, Polygon, and Ethereum blockchain. So, guys, we will get more into Shrapnel later on. However, we do have another game to talk about, and this is Valeria Games, and we're gonna see and give updates onto what they've been up to lately, and then we're gonna go into some closing remarks for our first episode back, and many more to come. Thanks, guys. We'll be right back with you. And here we are, going to do the Valeria part of the show. And with that in mind, we're going to go to our local DJ, Z-Mac. So Z-Mac, man, take it away on this Valeria Games.
So there's been a lot of stuff going on with Valeria Games since the last time we touched down on them. And that's one of the biggest things about this project and this team is that they are very willing to change the course if they determine that there's something that is going to benefit the project and the community better. And they have shown that their best interest of the community is always what's at their heart. So some of the things some people have liked, some of them they haven't.
Like what are okay? Let's start right here. Like what are some of the things that people like? Just one example of what they have liked and some of the things that they haven't liked. Just real quick, bro.
So one of the things that people have enjoyed was the fact that they have always wanted to introduce an additional 5 types of Valerians, since they have 10 different Valerian types, but only 5 types of lands. And so after a lot of deliberation, what they ended up doing was offering people the opportunity to upgrade their lands. And at first they were going to only allow 1,000 out of 10,000 people to upgrade their lands. And they eventually changed that and went with 2,500, so a quarter of the lands were able to be upgraded. I mean, what that did was it also gave them, it changed the art, which is just a metadata change, but it gave them an increased yield on the Valerian tokens. A normal land, when staked for the entire, starting January until the entire vesting schedule is run out, will get 12,000 Valerian tokens. But an upgraded land, which costs 2,000 tokens to upgrade up front, is going to get you 20,000 tokens over the length of the staking period, right? So people were like, well, I can pay 2,000 up front to get essentially an extra 50% and my 2,000 back through the vesting schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I personally upgraded all my lands when the opportunity arose.
So when you upgrade the lands, then the earning potential or the amount of value you get is more?
Yeah, it's an extra 66%. Is pretty much the way that they're ranging it. And they're going to be taking those, the extra percentage is coming out of the anticipated people who are not going to be staking. Because those people are just going to be losing their tokens. So staking.
So, when you upgrade your lands, besides getting an increased amount of tokens, is there any other benefits from upgrading the lands?
As of right now, no. Other than the metadata changed information and art. Right, so it's actually really cool art. But now that I upgraded all my lands, I don't have any of the old art, so I'd have to go buy more unupgraded lands if I wanted to get that full collector's set that the DGen in me really wants.
And real quick, let's go to this, Z. So for people that don't know, I do got the Valerian Land website up. What is it essentially? Because I know we're going to have some new listeners coming up here, and they're going to be, oh, what's Valeria Games? So I do have like a little, I guess, game summary in here. So could you tell us a little about like what Valeria Games is and what it's similar to?
Yeah, so I mean, for anybody who's new here and listening to us for the first time, Valeria Games is going to be a mobile game. It's coming to iOS and Google Play stores. Hopefully, they're talking in mid-January, as we were just saying. And what it's going to be is it's a real-time strategy mobile battler, essentially. It's very similar to Pokemon. It's hard to get away from that comparison. But when I played it back in April, it kind of gave me like a Final Fantasy vibes and real-time strategy gameplay feel to it. But it's essentially a mobile battler. It's gonna have some gacha mechanics in it as well for all the people who are familiar with gacha games. And it's gonna be a collector game, right? Collect as many of these Valerians as you can, because it takes a lot of them to level up. Because you have to burn one Valerian of, or 3 Valerians of the same level to increase to the next level. So 3 level 1s to get to level 2, 3 level 2s to get to level 3, etc. And so it's going to be a lot of these Valerians out there, and the name of the game is to level them up and make the strongest team to start winning tournaments, because when they start coming out with their release dates that are coming in soon, then they're going to be having some live tournaments with some big prizes coming out.
And the Valeria lands that you said you upgraded are these ones on the left that says Genesis land. Is that correct?
Yeah, the Genesis lands are the ones that were upgraded.
And then the champions, the one that you can burn 3 and upgrade that one that are the same, are these champions on the right?
No. Champions, those are the PFPs.
Okay.
Those that when you stake those actually provide. Each one of those lands not only provide vowels. I'm sorry, when you asked me earlier, RG, I guess I had completely forgotten. In game, those lands will currently be providing you with a booster pack every week, and there will be Valerians and an item card in that booster pack. So you'll be getting 3 cards, I believe, every week, 2 Valerians and one item card for holding land and staking it. So those champions, when staked alongside lands, give you a boosted booster pack, which include the possibility to be able to get mythic, comic, or alternate art cards. So some of the rarest stuff, or shinies, essentially, in the game. Right?
Okay.
So you want to get those legendary Pokemon, or those legendary Valerians, just like everybody's trying to collect all the legendary Pokemons, right? There's very, very close similarities, because a lot of us that are in gaming now grew up on Pokemon, so it hits a lot of those same vibes, but it's
But there's
fun in
gonna be
its own way.
a lot of nostalgia coming back to those. I remember when back in the day, buy a Pokemon booster pack, you're just ready to tear that booster pack up and hopefully get a Charizard, but then you get disappointed and get a handful of Pidgeys or something.
Oh yeah,
And
I mean,
those are the first rugs.
Yeah, the first ever rugs.
right? Get like
Damn,
a Rattata and a Staryu in there.
yeah, historical rug right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Or a
would say
Magic
so.
Carp.
And they have the Val coin, which I did bring it
Yep.
up here for you. How's your experience with this, and how is this going, and how is this tied to the economy?
So the Val coin is the lifeblood of the entire Valeria Games ecosystem. They are developing 2 games currently. They're developing the mobile game that we've been talking about, but they're also developing a trading card game, because while the mobile game is a battler, you do have cards that you get to choose as your moves rather than a text interface, and you don't have the same cards that pop up every single time, right? So it is different than Final Fantasy or Pokemon in that type of a sense. And because of that kind of card interface that you use for choosing your moves, they decided they wanted to introduce a trading card game. And so the Val will be used in both of these games, as well as all future games that they plan on creating, which I believe we've talked about. They have code for multiple other games already, but they're going to use this token inside of all of these games for essentially converting to in-game tokens. So instead of using a credit card like you would in Google Play or the Apple Store or whatever like that. For the people who are more crypto conscious, they can connect a wallet and convert vowels to the in-game currency. And for the mobile game, it's going to be gems so far. For these other games, it could be something completely different. But what that does is it creates a sync for these VAL tokens. Not only that, but they're going to be having in real life merch store set up that they'll be able to accept Ethereum, credit card, or VALs as payment for their merch store. And they're going to also be having a starter deck mint where you can essentially buy the starter deck. I believe they're going to do it as an NFT that you can burn to get delivery of the physical starter deck.
Oh, that would be dope.
You'll be able to purchase those only in VALs to begin with. Like, I don't know if they're going to do like a 24-hour lock period or something like that, but these are going to be like first edition starter decks that are going to be purchasable only in VALs. So there's lots of burn mechanics set up for the VALs token, and the only way that it's being distributed is to the landowners, and that is unfortunately one of the things that a lot of people have been kind of upset about in a way. But it's also one of the areas that the team has remained flexible and tried to keep people's best interest at heart.
Yeah.
And recently they announced that they were going to be changing the emission schedule. Originally it had been 12,000 tokens over 24 months with immediate unlocking. So as soon as the game was released for public use, then you were going to be getting 500 tokens per land per month. And they decided to change that. They have a graphic somewhere. I'm not sure where it's at though, Dip, so we can't bring it up. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
But they essentially laid out 4 different projected timelines for their emission schedule. All of them start out as 50 vowels per month for the very first month. And they range anywhere from as little as 18 months to full distribution of the 12,000 tokens, to anywhere as long as 36 months for full distribution, depending on user acquisition and token sync status. So essentially they went from saying, here's these concrete 500 a month, to it's going to vary based on how many tokens are being sunk. Right? They didn't want to release 5 million tokens in January, and there's already 11 million or almost 12 million tokens in circulation, and by February they have 25 million tokens in circulation and have only sunk a million, or 2 million of them. You know what I mean? Like, it's unsustainable growth, and it produces a negative economic outlook, which fudge your own project.
Well, I mean, you have a lot of supply and nothing to spend it on, because they don't have the sinks. So that makes sense for them to push it back, because ideally, especially we all know with Web3 gaming, you definitely want the sinks to be there, because if not, then you get shit like inflation, or it just floods the economy, and then people are just going to want to cash out and take the value if there's really nothing to do with the token per se.
Yep. And they even said it specifically in this last AMA. They said, we'd rather come out with a very small emission and be able to raise it immediately if needed, than come out with the set emissions, which was at a higher rate that's unsustainable, and have to reduce it later on.
So what is the number now that you have your, like, say I have one upgrade, like you have one land and you upgraded it to the max. Did they give you a set amount on what you could potentially earn?
It's still going to be the same amount. It's still, the total amount of tokens is still going to be the same.
How much is it?
Just
the tokens?
12,000 for a regular land, 20,000 for an upgraded land. It's just the time distribution has changed from
Is
the
it-
concrete 24 months.
Is that per month?
No. Tokens. 12,000 tokens total for regular land.
Like,
And that's, again, anywhere between 18 to 36 months for full vesting.
so fully upgraded land, 20,000 tokens, and that's you vesting land for how many months?
A minimum of 18
18
and
a
the
year.
maximum of 36. Just depending on how the game goes is what they said, right?
Yeah, which is it's 30. If you look at it face value right now, at 18 cents, that's $3,600 per land. Which, I mean, you're really just vesting it. You know, that's not bad right now, and you know that that Val is not going to stay at 18 cents, especially entering into the bull market. I see the all-time high was around like 23 cents. It looks like. Yeah, even at that, you can almost double your money. You know.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I mean, this is all speculation without a game that's
Right.
come out, without any token. And the other thing is, there's no token sinks yet, and the circulating supply is going to be, or the amount that they're going to be introducing is going to be so small, right?
It might be
So if
smart.
they come out with an actual, they really have made it so that they want to be burning more tokens than they're introducing into the supply every month.
Right.
So you're having still a deflationary token.
And you get inflation if you don't.
Yeah. So, I mean, the team has played it really smart with the token. And the LP that that's out there for providing liquidity for trades on Uniswap was funded completely by the community. Nothing was set up by the team, but they did recently announce that they're going to be doing an LP incentive. So, for anybody who has a belief in the game, they're going to be doing minimum 90 days before payout. They have to be vested. They're doing a 6, 12, and 18-month payout, weighted and dated pay. So if you
Are these on lands, bro? Just to get it straight.
just know,
The
this is a
tokens.
liquidity
The tokens.
pool provided on Uniswap for the
Ah,
Vals.
got it.
Yep. And they're going to be paying out 10 million tokens to liquidity providers over 18 months.
Ooh. Is there a limit?
So, no. If you provided 50% of if you went in and provided 50% of the valuation of liquidity and it stayed at that amount, right now until the very end, you still wouldn't even get 50%, because you wouldn't have provided since the very first date. But the more you invest, the higher weight. The more you invest, the more weight it is. But they have a bonus multiplier based on the date that your liquidity addition was put into the pool. So
Interesting.
October 16th was the first date. So anybody who put liquidity in from that point forward, and if they leave it for the full 18 months, they're going to be getting the 100% of the bonus multiplier, right? Whereas if you invested, what is that? 1.8 months, almost 2 months later. So if you invested, right around Christmas or right before, pretty much if you invested now, you'd be getting 90% of whatever the full payout would be for the bonus multiplier.
Always pays to be early. Holy shit,
Always
bro.
pays to be early. Yep. Always pays to know what's up. But
real degen
so
talk right there.
Yeah, don't get me started, bro. I could be DJing as we speak, but I'm spending my time with you boys and our wonderful
Let's
go.
listeners.
I feel it. I hear it, man, and I'm very excited for Valeria too. Just where they came from into where they are now. There's a lot of projects that came up. Like these guys came up really small, right, Z? And they survived.
There's only 7 of them on the team, plus the developers that they have in China and their contract dev Scotty.
Wow.
So yeah,
Dude.
9 guys and 1 head developer in China. So a total team of like 10 people plus a few underlings on the dev side.
and then have provided value for the community, have provided a token for the community, and so far have fallen through on the stuff that they said they would. Minor changes are always going to happen, but we expect that.
Oh yeah. I mean, they followed through on everything except for dates. I believe we had Sharif in here in February promising us that we would be able to play by April. So
yeah, and I think these guys always have the high hopes, right?
yeah.
I know that anybody who works and has passion with the studio, like they all have high hopes and they all want this just as bad as anybody else does. But we always know that things are always gonna they're always gonna change, especially in this space. Web3 it's still the Wild West right now. You still got rugs going left and right, especially leading up to the bear market. Guys, be very careful. You see a lot of shillers out there coming out, trying to scam you. And been seeing a lot of people messaging about their wallets getting drained, so be very careful about that, right, Z, when it comes to wallet protection?
100%. You can't preach it enough, man. Always protect yourself. There's delegate.cash is an app. I haven't used it myself, but it's a way that you can, if you have a cold wallet, you can set up a hot wallet to act as your minter or your interaction wallet. So you're proving ownership of what's in your storage, your cold storage wallet, but interacting with a hot wallet while not putting anything in the cold wallet at risk. So that's definitely something for people to look into for security-wise. It makes it so that you don't have to risk your vault to prove ownership. So, other than with this one trusted source.
Definitely, man.
Definitely look into that. One of the last few things I wanted to touch on with Valeria before we wrap up was their tournaments. I know we had talked about them having a $50,000 tournament, but that's going to be changing. They are hoping that they're going to be releasing their public beta. They've set dev bonus for January 15th. A big bonus for them for January 15th, so that's when they're hoping to be able to release it for public open beta. And once they do that, they're going to start running soon after. They'll be starting to run 32 to 64 person brackets and starting what they're calling as season 1. And it sounds like, don't quote me on this because everything still is kind of in the air, but it sounds like they'll be running, like I said, multiple 32 to 64 person brackets that you have to pay an entry fee to get into, but that's how they'll be spreading out what sounds like a prize pool of $1 million over season 1. Yeah.
Some good money right there, dude.
Yeah, between US dollar value of VALs, Ethereum, or other assets. It sounds like they're going to be trying to do $1 million that they're spreading out throughout season 1. They'll be having multiple tiers when things that get all set. Your Valerians will be, your player progression level will determine whether you're going to be in tiers 1, 2, 3, or 4. And in each one of those tiers, you can only have specific Valerians. Tier 1s are, there's tiers 1 through 3 of evolutions. They match, so tier 1 Valerian is up to level 3. At level 4, they evolve to a tier 2 through level 7. And then at level 8, they evolve to a tier 3 Valerian up to level 10. And then once you have enough Valerians to make a full team that are level 10s, they will have a tier 4 where it's 10s only. They're pretty much calling that the 10 plus league. So that's where the big prizes will be had once these tournaments get going for regular seasons. But it sounds like they're not expecting to be able to do more than 1 or tier 2 level tournaments in season 1 with this $1 million tournament. So that's going to hopefully bring a lot of eyes. $1 million up for grabs.
I imagine.
Should be getting some news, right?
Mm-hmm.
even outside of Web3. So,
Yeah. Excited for it, man. I think they've come a long way. They they haven't fallen. I mean, like you said, with the team of freaking like 7, and then contracted developers, contract workers. That's just a crazy amount. Like you see these teams saying they have like 15 to 20 people and can't even get the job done as these guys are doing.
that's what happens when you have dedicated people. That's what true indie developers are.
What were you gonna say, RG?
I'm sitting up and
He says I was just gonna rug you guys right now in the middle of the podcast.
deuces, guys.
I gotta go. I gotta go.
I gotta go. I gotta get on this valve real quick.
Right, don't get on the train too late.
Yeah, guys.
And one last thing on Valerians was soon, if you are a landholder, they will be having a cases mint for their physical trading card game. As I told you, they're coming out with starter decks and everything like that. But they're having a booster pack case and box mint coming up here the 11th of December, I believe, is when it was announced. Is they're going to be doing. They haven't released a time yet, but they'll be doing a 300 cases mint, and one case has 12 booster pack boxes in it, and each box has 20 booster packs. So
Ooh.
240 booster packs in a case for $600 USD, and that's going to be ETH equivalent at the time of the sale. So that's coming up real soon, less than 2 weeks. So everyone has a heads up notice. And that's probably going to be a big deal if you've been following along from Valeria's side.
On their physical card game, right?
Well, it's also providing information for marketing and for product placement, because they've been talking with the same people that Pudgy Penguins have been talking to, supposedly. So if they mint out this case sale like it sounds like they're going to almost immediately, Valerians will be a lot bigger name than we might anticipate. You know what I mean? Like, everybody knows about Pudgy Penguins.
Yeah.
In the NFT space.
Yeah, definitely. And guys, like, if you get on the Genesis land, you guys will not find this anywhere on OpenSea, because they have delisted off OpenSea and they actually got their own marketplace open. If you go to valeriagames.com and they have the collections tab and you click it on there, you'll see all the lands that they have right now. And they do have it priced in ETH. And I believe it even says Val here. Let me see how much Val would cost for an actual land. We'll actually know them listed in Val. They're listed in ETH.
Yeah. They were listing them in Vals for a while, but people stopped wanting to give their Vals up, bro. Nobody was buying the Vals lands.
13,000 like Val only, right?
Yeah,
or is it something like that?
I had one. Well, people were selling them for as low as like 6,000 at one point.
Okay.
Yeah, but I had one listed at one point for 30,000 Vals. No biters.
No biters, yeah. But if you guys want to get in, this is actually a good entry point for. And then on top of that, just say I bought one of these Z, and then I wanted to upgrade it to the max. Like, how much would it cost me?
You can't upgrade lands anymore.
No, that was only a specific time only. So if I buy this land, it's not going to be upgraded. Is there another way I can upgrade this land?
Not at all.
Wow. So it really truly pays to be in early.
Yep. There was one upgraded land sale so far, and it was 0.75 ETH. That was when floor price was like 0.3.
So now it's probably that point. It's probably like either 0.8 to 1 ETH.
I mean, yeah, people are evaluating the upgraded lands. Essentially,
how would I find the upgraded land on here?
You would go to There's a filter that says upgraded, if I remember correctly.
I see it right here.
Yep.
I see.
And they are still listed on Blur. Blur is the only other place that you can get the Valerian
Is
Genesis
this it
lands.
right? Am I looking at it right, Z?
Let me take a quick peek. Yeah, those are the upgraded lands.
The upgraded lands right here, guys, as you see. 0.75, 0.7, 2 away from 1 ETH floor. And then actually 2 away from a 2 ETH floor. So, yeah, holy shit. If you guys want to drop some money on a hot game, this is not financial advice, and we are not financial advisors. We're just degens in the space looking to make some dough off some good games that are coming out, and Valeria has shown and proved to be one of the up-and-coming games. So make sure to check it out, guys. Any last words on Valeria, Z?
I would say, if just coming from an insider's perspective, if you guys were looking for a short-term play in this, you'd most likely want to look at the coin, but the long-term play is going to be the land. You're buying the milk with the coin, but you're buying the cow with the land.
Exactly. Milk that cow, baby.
And proceed accordingly. Any thoughts on the subject matter, RG? Are you lactose intolerant?
Oh, not at all, man. Not at all, man. This is pretty dope.
Yeah.
One question on the Z. One question on the liquidity pool. It's Val and what other coin combined with the Val?
So they have it's mostly ETH and Val, but Val is an omni-chain coin. So all the stuff that we're looking up for the price was all with it on ETH, but there was a liquidity pool set up on Polygon as well, because when it comes to playing the game or converting your tokens in game, it's all going to be done on Polygon because it's a Polygon game. So vals, there is currently evals and p-vals for Ethereum vals and Polygon vals. And so you can buy and sell whatever you want with it, but you can only convert p-vals to gems in game.
And if you guys... go ahead, Z.
I would say, so there are liquidity pools in both, but there's no tokens in the Polygon one right now. There's only Matic, I believe. So.
And for you guys that want more of that information, Valeria Games does have a Discord right here. See Valeria. Everything we were looking at was just in leaks, guys. So for you newcomers that are coming into the project and you want to see what's most up to date to the project, these guys are really active of putting a leaks channel out there. And then if you want their official links, they do have an official links page of both of their Valeria collection and their white paper as well, and then all their social media.
Yep. They also do Twitter Spaces every bi-weekly Saturday, which is a town hall style AMA, where they update everybody on the latest happenings for the project. So if you want to get the latest straight from the goat's mouth, then go listen to their latest AMA that's recorded on their Twitter space. Or be there for the next one in 2 weeks.
It's X now, Z. I think they call it X now. X Twitter.
X Twitter.
They call it X Twitter now, bro.
Twix. That's what I said. We should just start calling it Twix.
Twixter?
No, just Twix.
Just Twix.
Yep.
So, hey man, we went through a lot throughout this episode, right? We started, it's been a while. Prime Minds is revamped now. You know, we brought you the intro, we brought you the market talk, we brought you a little bit of updates with Champions, Bigtime, Shrapnel, and now Valeria Games, guys. We're going to keep doing this. We've been doing this, it's going on about what, Z? 3 years now. 2 years, 3 years, 2.5 years, and so glad to have our new host with us, bro. RG, dude, we're gonna, yeah. And guys, he's just coming in right now, so he's just feeling feeling the environment right now. This guy is such a dedicated person into the Web3 industry. He's very knowledgeable. So I expect later on in the episodes, you'll hear a lot of the RG Alpha, I'll say, and what he thinks about certain stuff. Very glad to have him as an addition, and excited to get this journey through, boys. I think heading into the bull market, there's going to be a lot of interesting things happening, as we know, with the whole Binance thing and crypto possibly being regulated now. And a lot of the false actors have been pretty much squeezed out during the bear market. So I'm really excited to see what's going to be happening in the next couple years. With that and said, RG, I'm going to have you go first, dude. How do you feel about the future of crypto and the Web3 industry, and in the next 2 to 3 years, where do you see us now?
I feel like the winter's finally gonna come to an end, but that's just my feeling. I feel like we're overdue for a win on Web3. We specifically spoke about these projects because we're passionate about it. We trust the dev teams, and we see nothing but good things when it comes to these projects. And we just need to see one good win, and I feel like that's gonna turn Web3 into the next horizon. So I'm feeling pretty good about this stuff, guys.
LFG, that's what we say.
Let's go. Let's go.
And with that said, we got to go to the local DGen, the vet, the man that's been inside over 1,000 projects, ZMAC. Bro, how are you feeling? What do you think about the future of crypto? What do you think we're going to be in the next 2 to 3 years, bro?
I wouldn't say 1,000 projects, but maybe 990.
Pretty cool.
2 years from now, in 2 years I see there being possibly no fiat anymore, dude. So there's the possibility of a cashless world coming. A lot of places aren't even accepting cash anymore. So it's things are going to be getting crazy. The people are already getting normalized to digital currency by having credit cards for decades, and debit cards and online purchases, and all those things lead seamlessly into what crypto can be once we can hide the gas fees.
Right? Yeah.
Once we can normalize, lower, and hide the gas fees from the end user, crypto is the answer to all forms of payment, essentially, right? So,
yes, sir.
I think there's a lot of things coming, and if we are finally moving out of this crypto winter, which it seems like we seem to be having signs of an early spring right now, then if we're getting into spring and into the summer, a crypto summer, it could be it could change our society. We'll just put it that way. And I think gaming will be one of the big catalysts that help people fully accept crypto. So I'm 100% crypto gaming. I'm 100% behind it. And there are lots of things that are being done. I can't go the project without saying this. I highly advise anybody that's into crypto to look into bitmaps. I have to say it. I have to DJ it. Just look into them. That's all I'm gonna say. Just look into bitmaps. But yeah, I've gone deep down the rabbit hole, and I've got into Discord servers for stuff that's still being developed as protocols for stuff. So, seeing some of the things that are coming, or the possibilities of some of the things that are coming, man, it's gonna be pretty crazy, man. I'll put it that way, and I'm along for the ride, brother.
Fun times ahead. Yeah, I totally agree with both of you. We've been in a freaking bear market going on, feels like 2 years now, and we're starting to see a lot of the big guys fall, a lot of new players coming in, regulation talks, which I totally agree with. We got to make it cheaper to transact, and we got to make it safer to transact, right? All these fucking rug pulls and scammers in the space, I feel like they do need to go. And the only thing that's going to happen for that is regulation. So in the next couple years, I do see us, I don't know if it's going to be heavily regulated. I think it would be regulated similarly to the stock market. But that's how I see is the only way we're going to get mass adoption now. And as you see BlackRock and you see JP Morgan and you see Kathy Woods with their Bitcoin ETFs, and they're pending, right? SEC's reviewing them, and most likely after January they're going to get passed. And then that's really going to lead into the mass adoption. That's going to lead into the bull run, I believe. And this is not financial advice. And right now, you're early before the pump, I would say. So for those of you that are new to the crypto industry or have been in the crypto industry for a while and been through that horrible bear market that we are at the tail end of, right now might be your time to really make some dough. And that's why us as Prime Minds, we're going throughout the crypto industry and we're trying to find those places. Like Z-Mac was talking about bitmaps. And there's a lot of other projects that possibly are going to be emerging, that could do well for you financially and also can possibly come out with a game and provide you with some good utility. So with that said, any final remarks from our co-host before we end this show? RG, I'll give it to you, brother. Any closing statements?
I say, being the new guy here, I want to end this making it a little fun. How about the little contest for our viewers out there, listeners out there, guys? What do you think?
It's down for a contest.
All right, fam. For those of you listening, here's the contest. Just making it up on the spot. How many times did By the Dip say rug in this episode? You're the first one to comment. Tag us on Twitter at Prime Minds, and I'm gonna give the winner a light extraction pack.
Oh.
That's for the game Shrapnel. Gives you early access to the game to give you some in-game perks. So once again, the contest. Just how many times did By the Dip say rug? Tag us. We'll put our tags, our social medias up, and first one will get a light extraction pack. Let's go, guys.
Guys, and you see on our stream right now the little bird, which is not the little bird no more, but OBS doesn't really change their logo, so we have to go with the bird for now. At primeminds.pod, we will put a post out there, and then the first one who comes up saying how many times I said rug in this video will get a free extraction pack from our buddy RG. You heard it here today, man. Very generous of you, man, and can't wait, brother. Z, take it away, bro.
Well, I mean, on that note, I'm supposed to be the fucking giveaway guy. I gotta give away some Valeria packs now, man. That's just how it's gotta be, right?
Here we go.
I was also blessed by the other community members. A lot of people from the Valeria community want people that aren't in Valeria just to be able to have something from the system. So, I'm going to give away a legendary pack, and I'm going to give away 2 epic packs. It has to be 3 winners. And I just want you guys to leave a comment on our YouTube video. Something that's relevant. Can't just be like, great vid, thanks, or I love your show. Or,
thanks, thanks for the rug.
Yeah, give us something that's relevant, that's more than 3 to 5 words, and you'll be entered into a drawing for one of those 3 packs. And those packs right now, last sales were, I think, like 150 vals for the legendary pack, which is like $20 almost. So
yeah, and
get you some.
It's the next upcoming, one of the play to earn games upcoming, man. Valeria.
Oh, and these are first edition boosted booster packs. So these are gonna be that OG goodness. You can either open it or you can save it.
Or you can sell it later on when this game comes out. Um,
Yep.
Either way, man. Shrapnel Valeria prizes, guys. You know that we are gonna send out a post on our Twitter of the details of what to do, and we'll send it out there. But you listening to the stream, this brings active activities for you guys, and without you guys, we wouldn't be here. So please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Show us some favoritism towards the YouTube algorithm. We greatly appreciate it, guys. And with that said, closing statements, man. Glad we're back. We're gonna come to you guys even more better. Our streams are gonna get even more better. This is just the start, guys. So with that, Prime Minds, think alike. We're out.